Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about...
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
English, mother...
Body, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Merry Christmas, film family. Welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name is Scott.
My name's Dion.
And today we're doing Home Alone, 1990 classic Christmas movie. One of the greatest of all time. That's me saying that.
Yeah.
Would you agree though?
Yeah, I'd agree. So it's one of those rare movies that it's like it's timeless. You know what I mean? Like some movies, not only is it a classic, you realize like, oh, it's a classic for us, but multiple generations have and do enjoy this movie. Like we didn't even grow up watching this movie.
I was just gonna say, because like 1990, we weren't born
exactly.
Yet. So and it went like stupid at the box office. I saw it was top 10 until like April.
Yeah, it's insane
for a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. So it was crazy when it came out. We were born 6 years later, and then by the time we got old enough to actually watch it, it's still huge. Today, it's still one of the biggest. It's just an absolute. I don't know why like. All sorts of Christmas movies, Christmas songs, like they're all old. Mm-hmm. It's weird. Like anytime someone makes a new Christmas album or something, everyone says it sucks. Like I wonder why it's all just I guess nostalgia. Yeah,
and I always find it interesting too when people make new Christmas songs, but it's just because I'm always thinking the same thing too. It's just like we've already gotten all these.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if someone wants to do All I Want for Christmas, it's like Mariah Carey's. That's like her song. And so it feels weird. Like why are you even gonna try? Everyone's just gonna listen to the Mariah Carey one. You know what I mean? But to go back to the generational thing, it's like we watched it. My sister was born in 2004 and she loves the Home Alone movies. My other sister was born in 2010 and she likes the Home Alone movies.
Yeah. It's just you're right, timeless, across generations. Everybody loves this movie.
Yeah.
Like everybody loves this movie, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't surprised that it won the vote. So, for those of you that don't know, we chose this movie. Well, we didn't choose it. You guys chose it based on a poll on Instagram. We did the same thing for Halloween.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do it.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
Leave it into the hands of the fans.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, like you had mentioned last time, we're choosing the three that we provide options for. So people aren't just picking whatever movie.
Exactly.
So
there's some structure.
Yeah, so we're giving the options. But if you weren't able to vote, then make sure you're following us on Instagram.
Yeah.
At the Film Room Pod. Nice little plug.
And
so because we're going to keep doing this. This got over 50% of the votes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't surprised this one. You thought it would?
No, I wasn't surprised. I think to me, I know a lot of people like Elf too, so I was thinking it was going to be between that. What was the third one?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, I think that one's a little more. It's a tweener. It's people like it for Halloween, but people also like it for Christmas. So I think people were leaning like, I want to push a little more Christmassy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I came up with the three, like Home Alone, Elf, and then I had to put a third, and I wasn't sure really what, it could have been the Santa Claus movies, but those I feel like those are more generational, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too, because I like those as a kid too.
Yeah,
but I don't know if my sister's even actually no. I asked my sister, "You ever heard of the Santa Claus's movies?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what that is." My dad knows what it is though.
Right.
But yeah, that one doesn't go as far.
Why? I wonder why.
I don't know. I think maybe it's just the fact that it's a kid. Because I think about like a lot of those like Christmas with the Cranks or like Four Christmases. They're all adults structured movies. So maybe the fact that it's a kid keeps it a little bit timeless also too.
Like as the main character.
Yeah, because kids see a kid starring in the movie, and it's just like I don't know. That's just my speculation. I don't know if that's actually is it.
Honestly, I think it's just a better movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're saying like what's attributing. I mean, there's all multitude of factors, but like this is just a good movie, and it's a feel good movie. And I mean, pretty much every Christmas movie is a feel good movie. But like when I watched this movie, and that was one of my first questions, was like, what is the feeling when you turn this movie on? And the title card pops up and the music play. Like the music of this movie is so iconic. Like as soon as it hits, I just like feel like I'm a kid again, and then I remember when I was watching it for the first time.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. It's like memories flash back to all the times I watched it. I feel like it's like, oh, I remember that Christmas when we watched it this time. I remember this Christmas. Like I'm imagining like what the Christmas tree looked like. It's like it just brings back all that stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not even like because I feel like sometimes you can watch. I don't think I was going into this viewing worried that like, okay, I haven't seen this. I don't know when's the last time you saw this.
Last Christmas.
Oh, you actually watched it last Christmas?
Yeah, every year, man.
Okay, I'm not a every year.
Okay.
And not even because it's just like I'm tired of the movie or anything. I think I went a couple years without watching it, and I definitely didn't go into this viewing thinking like, oh no, I hope I don't something doesn't get ruined for me, or like, or it's just like, oh, it doesn't hit the same. But that wasn't the case. Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a big reason why this movie's so good is like Pesci's great.
Yeah, no, for 100%.
And his boy, Daniel Stern.
Yeah,
like the other Robert.
Or Marv.
Yeah, Marv.
Yeah, Marv. Yeah.
Yeah, so the robbers are great.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's incredible.
Yeah.
For considering he's a child.
It's insane.
It's literally insane.
Yeah.
Like every time I watched this movie before, like I would throw it on and it would just kind of be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not really paying attention because
Yeah.
I've seen it 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I'm watching and I'm like taking notes and stuff. And I'm like, man, this guy's actually like acting.
Yeah.
This is not just a kid like
No,
running around
100%.
doing stupid stuff. It's insane.
And the crazy thing is too, it's like, I don't know if you would call him like an acting prodigy, because I don't know what that definitely entails. But like I remember I saw just like this one behind the scene clip, because I feel like most of the times when you think of like a kid actor, it's kind of like they're just put there and everyone's like, oh, let's make sure this kid can do it. Like I hope he doesn't mess it up. Just say this thing, okay? Just say this thing, and then we can give you like a treat or whatever, like a candy after. But you watch the behind the scenes with him, and it's like he's locked in. He knows what's going on. He literally said to Chris Columbus, like, "Are we gonna do a dolly shot for this one?" Jesus. Like he knows the terms and everything. He's not just some kid that's there. He knows it. Like it's insane.
Yeah, and I read Joe Pesci saying like how great it was to work with him.
Yeah,
and he was like, it's easier to work. He was easier to work with than some like stars, adults. You know, like
it's insane, man.
It's just crazy that he was 10 when this was made,
That's
and
insane.
yeah, he was. I mean, knowing the terms of different things and stuff. I mean, this wasn't his first movie, so that's where you have experience. But like, even for kids that are in multiple movies, like he's showing real emotion, and these are things that like just make the movie so good. Like he's a cute, lovable kid, but he's also like show like when he's home alone,
yeah,
and he's like going out to the grocery store and, you know, doing all these mature things. And like, you actually, you buy it that he's
100%.
showing this maturity. It's insane.
Yeah. And it's like I always say too, because people always like, oh, like I'll be like, this person's really funny. It's like, well, someone's feeding them the lines, but like, you got to deliver the lines though.
Yeah.
He delivered his funny moments, like through his physical acting, like the physical comedy, or just the way he said things. Like if you're just like a deadpan person, like when you say it, it won't be funny.
Hit.
No, it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
And it always hits. Like everything he did, it was great.
Especially like you mentioned the physical comedy.
Yeah.
Like when he slaps on the aftershave.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he shaving?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
he's
God.
an 8-year-old kid in the movie.
I forgot he did it twice too.
I know,
when I saw it the
same.
second time, I was like, why is he doing this? He's not a stitch of hair on him.
And when he's like singing into the comb and his face turns and like this, like just the physical, it's amazing.
He's a star, man. He's a star.
Yeah.
And it's like to go like you briefly talked about how much money the movie made too. And I didn't realize it until like obviously like doing more research for the movie that like what it was up against. Like, do you know the other movies that came out at around the same time? Freaking Godfather 3 and Rocky 5.
Oh,
and
shit.
it smoked them.
Jesus.
And then there's a movie called I've never even seen it. I think it's called like The Kindergarten Cop, and it's Schwarzenegger. So he beat Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and The Godfather. That's
Damn.
insane.
That is super insane. Holy
Especially considering it's Rocky 5 and Godfather 3. So people already know these are series that we love. We're gonna go check this out, but maybe we gotta go check out this little kid first.
That's great. Well, I think maybe it's more the longevity.
Yeah.
Because like Godfather 1 and 2, everyone loves. 3, not so much. So maybe like everyone went to see it.
That's true.
Because they love the first 2. And then they were like, okay, it wasn't great. You know, I'm not going to go watch it again, or I'm not going to recommend it to everybody.
That's true.
This one, someone was like, oh, let me try it out. And then, oh, this movie's awesome. This kid, and he's setting booby traps, and like Joe Pesci's sticking his head in snow and like all this crazy stuff. This movie rocks. You got to go check this out. And it's like, you can bring it your kids. Whole family. Yeah, exactly. That's
the whole
thing,
family
right?
affair. That's true.
Yeah, you go to the Godfather. You're not bringing your kids, so like that adds to the box score.
That's true.
Or not box score.
Oh, the
box office.
I knew what you meant. Yeah. And then I guess same thing with Rocky. I don't know what Rocky 5 is rated, but again, it's probably not it's not really a kids movie.
Right.
Yeah. So no, it's true.
So I wrote down a couple general notes on just some of the things that I really like about this movie.
Okay.
But I want to ask you first to go. What is maybe the best thing that you like about this movie, if you had to pick one thing?
I didn't really think about it until I started like watching it, because that came into my head too. Like as I'm watching it, I watched it with my sisters too. Like we were doing a rewatch, and we actually watched 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we watched them back to back. So I was trying to think. I was like, what is it like? I do think slapstick comedy is funny, because that's basically everything that with the booby traps and all. It's just slapstick. It's just guys hurting themselves in dramatic ways. But I don't know. I think it's just how there's such like a fun. It's just so up. It's so fun. I think it's just the fact of like, if you were a little kid and it's suddenly you're home alone, it's like, oh, he's getting to do all these things that you're like, we're adults now, so you can do whatever you want. But I think that's another pull of it for kids, where it's just like, oh man, imagine you could just eat all the things you want. You could do like, no one can tell you what to do. You could watch all the movies. All the people tell you, hey, don't go in my room. Go in his room. Like, I think it's just like this freedom that is just so like intoxicating with it. And obviously, like as you get older, then it just becomes like the nostalgia. And again, it's still a good movie. I'm not gonna throw all nostalgia on the movie. It's a good movie. Yeah. But I think it has to do with that. I don't know. I think it's just so fun and just so free. I think it's one of those movies too where it's, because I don't know if you saw this too. It still ties into what we're talking about, how the critics were shitting on it. Yeah. And they're saying how it wasn't like a lot of stuff didn't make sense, or it's not believable, but it's just like, who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean? It's not that kind of movie. It's just like, enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? Like there's so many scenes for sure you could be like, this doesn't make sense. Why don't they do this? Why don't they do this? But it's just like, why are you trying to nitpick on this?
Of course it doesn't make sense. It's an 8-year-old taking on 2 robbers. Of course he's hitting him with paint cans and bird feathers. And like, of course it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a really good point you made, that it's just so like positive. Yeah. Because I mean, his whole side is positive. And then you have the whole arc, I guess, of like his mom trying to get back. Yeah. And, she's like stressed out and freaking out in airports, but like, it also pulls on our heartstrings when she's asking people like, oh, can I get your ticket? I'll give you my earrings, my watch, and all this stuff. And then she gets the ride with those polka dudes. And like, that's like an upbeat and fun thing.
Oh, for sure.
And then even when his dad is in and out, he's in less of it because he's taking care of the rest of the family. Yeah. But even when he's on the phone, like does anybody speak English around there? No. Parlez anglais. And it's just every piece of this puzzle is funny. I guess the only not funny thing is the old man, with the shovel.
Yeah, Marley or whatever. Old man Marley.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's supposed to be kind of like scary. And I remember when I was a kid, like I was scared of that.
Same,
dude.
Yeah. Because Buzz hypes him up as he's a freaking like killer. So it's like, oh snap, stay away from him, bro. Like you're gonna end up fucking under his house or something, right? Like,
I mean, in Buzz's defense or in the movie's defense, like he doesn't do himself any favors. Like the old man.
Oh, definitely.
Like every
not.
time he just walks up to him, eyes wide, staring at him, doesn't say a word. Like, say hi, dude. Like he's like, everybody thinks I'm so scary. Like, obviously, dude.
Yeah, you don't say, we didn't see you talk to the third act.
Exactly.
That's why everyone thinks you're scary.
You're just scraping your friggin' garbage can around, and you're just supposed to. You think people think you're nice? Come on, dog.
And like, we also never get a resolution of like what happened to his hand. Like, when he just slaps his hand. I'm jumping ahead, but he just slaps his hand and it's bleeding. And then later on, he has like a bandage, and it's just like, first of all, why did you slap your hand on the table like that?
Yeah, that's like another thing. Yeah, and stare right at Kevin.
Yeah, and just like bug eye. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he definitely do himself any favors. He's acting like everyone's afraid of me. It's like, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Why are you acting that way?
But, yeah, I mean, some of the things that I like a lot about this movie is just like the classic like things. Like I don't have a better way to put it other than like the things in this movie. And like the examples I'll give is like when they're always knocking over that like statue.
Oh yeah.
Like the pizza guy comes and he knocks it over, and then when the people come to pick them up from the airport and they knock it over. Like, it's just a stupid little thing that changes nothing about the movie, but I love it.
No, it's great. That's a funny thing too that you mentioned that too, because I didn't notice how many times that thing got knocked over. until again, like you're watching with like a kind of like a not a critical eye, but we're watching it with a different eye this time. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's like a running bit. That thing just keeps getting knocked over and over and over and over. Throughout the whole. How many? Do you know how many times it actually did? I didn't count.
At
it's
least
decent.
3, because
Okay.
the pizza guy hits it twice.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the guys that come to pick them up.
Oh yeah, true. They knock it over.
So like we don't see them knock it over, but we see him like picking it up.
Yeah, that's true.
And we see the pizza guy knock it over twice. So at least 3.
At least 3. Okay, yeah. No, that's a good memorable. Yeah, it's like these little classic scenes that it's just like, oh yeah. And then we talked about also like him grabbing his face and the scream.
yeah.
That's like a poster. That's one of the posters. There's many posters for it, but there's the one with him just with his hands on his face and the robbers behind him. Like it's a classic. It's
And another thing is like the whole movie scene thing. Like when he plays
the black and white film.
When he plays the movie and he's like using it to talk to the pizza guy and talk to the robbers, like it's just it's so good, dude.
No, for sure. And it's just like I feel like the constant reference to the movie is like just all like that little scene too where he's doing like the fake people and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
That's like that's the Home Alone thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've ever seen that in another movie.
And
before.
it's got the close up of Michael Jordan on the toy train. Like that's a shot that sticks with me
same.
too. Like because it was so pertinent in the times, right?
Yeah, no,
like this
100%.
came out in 1990. Like Jordan was hot.
Yeah, that's true. They won the championship the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's really right on point.
Yeah, they capitalized on everything, I guess.
Yeah, we talked about that into the Harry Potter thing too. They didn't capitalize.
You're right.
They could have capitalized.
They should have, man. Man, them Bulls are going on a crazy run, huh? Hey, Hermione. Just right before we jump into the movie, I guess. I just wanted to give a shout out for anyone that's not watching. Dion's got a great sweater on. I just wanted to show you some love.
Yeah, for the YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
You might not be able to see it because I'm sitting down. It's Mike Tyson, and it says "Merry Christmas" with a little lisp on it. So I wear this shirt every Christmas. So I always keep it. It's getting kind of
worn out.
Yeah, it's getting a little worn out, but
that just adds to the charm.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna force it.
Yeah,
still fits, so we good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an old Christmas sweater.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it's true.
You don't even want it to be brand new
No,
necessarily.
that's true.
Right?
No, it's got character now. It's
got
character.
I was gonna wear a Christmas shirt and I totally forgot, but yeah,
that's all good. Again, for the people, the podcast listeners, we got to set up. Check it out the YouTube. It just, don't mess with our. Actually, no, don't. Unless you're gonna watch the full thing, don't mess with our algorithm. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just playing. You can come and mess with our watch time, but no, I'm just kidding. Come check it out. We set it up.
Yeah, we got a good setup.
Come check out my hoodie, and then you can go back to listening on the podcast version or on the YouTube people. What's up? I got one question before we get into it. We kind of talked about this with Die Hard. Do you consider this a Christmas movie?
Absolutely.
Okay, but why? Why is this a Christmas movie over?
And Die Hard.
Die Hard's not. Yeah.
Well, in Die Hard, there's I talked about it that episode, dude. Like, sure, it happens Christmas Eve, but there's not a ton of references to Christmas. They don't talk about Christmas. Like this one, the family's leaving for Christmas.
Okay.
He sets up the tree and ornaments and the stocking, like he's decorating the house. When there's the scene that you mentioned where he's like doing the party on his own.
Yeah,
there's Christmas music playing. What else? The whole church situation. You know, he goes on Christmas Eve. They're saying Merry Christmas.
Okay.
I feel like there's just more Christmas involved in the plot. He even talks to Santa, like a mall Santa.
That's true.
I feel like there's just like parts of the movie that are actually tied to Christmas, whereas in Die Hard it just happens December 24th.
I guess the only things I can do the parallels with is that it's around Christmas. That one's around Christmas. There is Christmas music in Die Hard. I think there's like 2 songs.
Fair enough.
They play
You're
the
right.
Run DMC song, and then I think there's another song that plays. There is a Christmas tree. You do see Christmas trees in Die Hard.
Is there?
Yeah.
In the building?
Like in the party.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think throughout when he's just going throughout the building, you see some stuff. So
do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
I don't know. I'm just on the defenders. I'm not one of those persons that's like has my fist up saying Die Hard's a Christmas movie. But like I understand their argument if you say that like, well, if you take Home Alone and you take the Christmas out of it, the movie still works. And you can do the same thing with Die Hard. You know what I mean? Like certain themes, certain other like movies where the theme is heavily like surrounded around Christmas, whereas like we're doing this to go see Santa Claus or something like
Yeah.
that, or like we have to do this to go to the Christmas party. Like that's the central thing.
Right.
Both those movies have nothing. I shouldn't say nothing to do with Christmas, but they don't need Christmas, is what I'm saying.
You're right.
You could have went to church and it wasn't Christmas,
You're right.
and the family could have left and it wasn't Christmas.
Yeah, they could have gone for someone's birthday or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
So that's my only thing.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm just
But I still think this is a
biased.
Christmas. I definitely think this is more of a Christmas than Die Hard. I'm just putting it out there where I'm thinking about it. Like, what makes a Christmas movie? That's the main thing. What makes a Christmas movie?
the theme of Christmas. Like the theme of this movie, right, is that he says, "I hate my family. I don't want to be with my family," and then by the end of it, he's asking for his family back.
But that's
right?
nothing to do with Christmas. That's just about being. That's my point.
What do you mean, bro? The reason he wants his family back so he could be with his family on Christmas.
It's mostly just about being.
Yeah.
What he did.
I'm just yeah.
Yeah. If it was called Home Alone on Christmas, then they'd be like, it's a Christmas, but it's just Home Alone.
Yeah.
Because even the second one, it's like that doesn't even really need Christmas either, but they still use
Do you
Christmas.
like the second one?
I do. Do you?
I haven't seen it in a million years, so
Okay.
I don't even really remember.
I
it.
had this argument with Eloise and both my sisters. They say the second one's better than the first.
better than the first.
Better than the first. You know what I think that comes from? People that have like an infatuation with New York. I think that's all that is.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's like, I was like, you guys just like New York. It's basically the same movie. How are you gonna tell me? They just like not like it's a cheap copy of the first one, but it's just like they do all the same bits. How can you like it more? It's just the only difference is it's in New York. Instead of an old dude, it's a pigeon lady. It's like it's the
Oh,
same.
yeah, the pigeon
beats.
lady, I remember
Yeah,
her.
it's the same beats, but they're like, no, it's better. I will say, but then we'll get into this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Some of the stunts are more extreme.
Okay.
Where it's like, okay, he should
they
be
had more
dead.
money.
Yeah, he should be dead.
Oh, like
yeah,
that.
he should be
Damn.
dead. One of them, he gets electrocuted.
Right.
I'm
I
like, he
remember
should,
that.
yeah, it's like he should be dead. Like, there's no coming back from that one. These ones they can all survive. They're pretty rough, but a couple of them, we're not gonna get too much in the other one, but
Yeah.
they should be dead.
Okay.
But it's still funny.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny. It's like, yo, he should be dead. He's just
And he's
dying.
not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. So
Yeah,
we
let's get
start
into
with
it.
like the chaos at the house.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 20 people in this house, this massive house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a chaotic way to get the movie going. Everyone's talking shit to Kevin, saying he's the worst. He hates everybody. Everybody hates him.
Mm-hmm.
We get what's his name? Joe Pesci's character.
Oh,
Harry.
Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the door with the gold tooth,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like he's supposed to be a little bit creepy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember like exactly the first time I saw if I was like, ooh, he's actually a bad guy.
Yeah.
but,
I was
you know.
thinking the same thing too. When the scene was happening, I'm like, okay, well, I've seen this movie like 100 times now. I know what his character is, but I was trying to think, was I thinking anything of it? I think they kind of tease it though with the way he smiles and you see the gold teeth. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't think this is a regular cop. Something's going on here. But yeah, I don't remember because I don't remember how old I was when I first watched it. I don't know if
Me
you
neither.
remember. Yeah.
No.
Was it like a school thing? Like you remember when they used to watch movies
Probably.
at school?
Well, I mean, it was probably, to be fair, it was probably like on, when I was an infant.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
around
Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
would have watched it per se,
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
not
true.
actually watching it. But
Not
the
paying
first
attention.
time, like, I could actually take it in. Probably, yeah, it was like a daycare thing or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
no, for sure. It was interesting to see Joe Pesci in this because when I first watched it, like as a kid, I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And now with retrospect, like knowing this is a guy that plays a bunch of gangsters and stuff, like in
Yeah.
Goodfellas, I'm like, that's funny that he played this character.
Yeah.
Before he's always a mobster, and then did this.
I mean, I read that him and Daniel Stern were actually not super confident in the movie while they were making it.
oh really?
Yeah, like apparently they weren't sure how well it was gonna do, and that's kind of why they just kind of went for it.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
went super crazy because they're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But it totally works.
Oh yeah,
with
it
the
really
movie.
does. 100%. And like I guess I didn't hear specifically them saying that they didn't believe in the movie, but there was one thing that I saw with Joe Pesci that I guess kind of plays into the part of like he wasn't really comfortable or didn't have a lot of faith in the movie because it was saying how they had a call time of like 7 a.m.
Oh,
but he
yeah,
wasn't feeling it because he wanted to play golf. You want to get his 9 holes in. I'm like, yeah, if you have faith in the film, you're not saying those things to them.
Yeah.
You're like, let me play my golf. I'll come in when I want to come in.
Yeah. And they actually changed it for him.
Yeah, I know. Which
That's
is
pretty
wild.
tough.
It is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember the timeline. Did Goodfellas come out? Did he have that kind of? I guess he did have that cachet to say, yeah, I'll come in when I come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been the biggest actor for sure. Well, John Candy, I mean, that's just a little cameo, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And then his mom is a...
Yeah, sure. She was in Beetlejuice. She was just in Beetlejuice, so...
Yeah, I still think Pesci was probably the biggest.
Yeah, probably. But... Yeah, 100%. I mean, he had well, I guess him and his mom, you could argue their roles are just as big. They're the same level. They're in the movie. Probably
right.
The movie just
well,
as much.
I just mean like the cachet of
yeah,
actor.
No, that's true. Yeah, no, 100%.
Maybe she wanted to play golf too.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe she's a golfer.
Yeah, you never know. She could be.
I mean, I found it interesting when I read that because I was like, oh, they didn't film this in the winter. You know what I mean? Like think of all the fake snow they would have had to put down. Why wouldn't you just film in the winter? Wouldn't that be easier?
That's true. Yeah, I guess maybe is it more expensive, more cheaper? I don't know.
I feel like it'd be easier. Like,
yeah, no, I guess that's true. I guess it wouldn't really matter. Yeah, no, I guess it wouldn't really matter.
I don't know.
Another thing I saw too, what it just came to my mind now. You know, the entire house was like a set. I thought it was just a real house.
It is a real house.
No, like the outside. The outside is, but they built an entire set to make into a house. Right. I thought they were using a house. I know sometimes they do like those things just so they can get certain shots. Before the house just looks so, I don't know, homey. I don't know, but they built it in a gym.
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. I don't know why.
The church too.
Oh, the church. I didn't see the church.
The church, like same thing. Exterior is real.
Yeah.
The interior they built.
That's wild. Movie magic, man.
Yeah. In 1990.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's impressive. So back to the start of the movie, The House. The first thing I noticed, dude, when the pizza guy pulls up, right?
Yeah.
He's got a stack, and I counted them, 10 pizzas.
Yeah.
He's charging $122.50.
That's insane.
For 10 large pizzas.
I wrote the exact same thing down too.
That's got to be like 5 times that today.
That's insane. Because I think they said it was like, I think their math was off. Because someone said I think it's like $12 a pizza or something. Right. That doesn't sound right. Wasn't there 12 pizzas?
10 pizzas.
There was 10 pizzas.
So it'd be 120.
Oh, okay. So I guess they were on
$250 delivery fee. I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. That's insane. The funny thing to me is the fact how they took the pizza and they basically were eating all of it, and they still didn't pay him yet. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, people keep walking past him.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Someone owes me money," and it's same with the cop. Like he
true.
Everyone's just walking past him, and it's like, that's not how this works.
No, it is not how this works. The pizza thing's crazy though. You imagine you're delivering imagine we ordered a pizza, a guy came through like, thanks, and we just started eating it, watching like a game or something. He's like, yo, somebody owes me money. Like,
don't worry, my brother. And then the cheap uncle gets in there right away. This guy's a legend, dude.
Oh my god, he was hilarious.
We'll point it out at each point of the movie when we get there, but he was killing me. But you're right, like just taking all of the pizza and walking away.
Yeah.
And I mean, what is he supposed to do? Be like, hold the pizza back?
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like, hey, don't hand it over until the money is transferred into your hands.
I guess so.
Yeah, but hey.
Whatever. But also, he pulls it out. No, like, warmer bag or nothing. Yeah,
no, it's true. Like, I guess maybe it was in the car.
Yeah, but still.
No, it's true. That's crazy. A lot of pizzas.
Did you have anything else to say about, like, the whole setup, like, in the house?
I just feel like there were, like, I feel like there's a classic... Well, it's not even 80s because I guess it's right at the end of the 80s, but just the way Buzz was, he's just a classic 80s bully.
Yeah.
And it happens to be his brother, but just like they all hate Kevin, and it just seems like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, my sisters were saying that too. They're just like, why do they hate Kevin so much? I was like, I have no answer for you. For us as viewers, he hasn't even done anything yet.
Nothing.
Like, he did the pizza thing. Then I'd understand if they hated him then. Right. But they were giving him shit before. I guess maybe he's always doing shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. Because, like, they're all like, you're right. They're all talking shit like, you're a disease, you suck. Like, you can't, why would you worry about packing your suitcase? You know mom's going to do it for you. Like, you can't do anything. I mean, the kid's 8.
Yeah, give him a break.
Kid's 8. But, I mean, we haven't seen him do anything. But, like, I think it's just supposed to be kind of like off-camera stuff that he has done in the past.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But you're right, we don't see any of it.
It's just everybody hates him, though. Yeah. Even, like, the uncle's not messing with him.
Even, like, his mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. They're paying him no mind.
Yeah. There's, like, 11 people in this house. You're the only one that has to make trouble. Sends him up to the attic. That attic actually looked mad cozy.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, this isn't that bad. But I guess as a kid, you're an 8-year-old kid, you don't want to be in the attic by yourself. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, he was scared of the basement.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like Attic is the same kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like I mean that Attic looked fine. Like when I'm thinking Attic, it's like probably dark and like cold.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Right?
saying. It looked cozy.
No,
man.
it did
There was
look
a nice
cozy.
bed, and there was all sorts of stuff. It was bright. It wasn't dark and like wet or
Yeah, I don't know why he cared. Was it because it was the kid that he had to share it with? I think that's mostly what it was.
True.
Yeah, which killed me with that kid too, because like he knew he was a pain.
I know when he looked at
he
him.
was like, "You're gonna have to stay with me." It's like, dog, what are you saying about yourself?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wet the bed.
Yeah.
It's like you don't. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to wet the bed?
Nobody likes me. You gotta stay with me. It's like, dog, look in the mirror. What are you saying right now? But hey, whatever, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point. I love the setup though. When when he gets left, right?
Yeah.
So, they're counting the heads, and there's that kid that pulls up and like won't shut up.
Oh yeah.
That kid from across the street or whatever, and his sister counts him as one of the people, and then he leaves. So it was like just that little extra piece to be like, how could they leave him?
Yeah.
Well, they thought they counted heads, and
exactly.
they thought he was there.
Which is a nice little cute thing too, because like that little thing I kind of forgot about. Because again, I haven't watched this movie. I'd say I actually probably haven't watched this movie since like before COVID. Honestly,
Wow.
It's been a while. Yeah. So I forgot about that little wrinkle, because part of me was thinking, I was like, how did they forget him again? Like I knew the whole alarm and shit and all that had happened, but I was like, how did the roll call not work? And I was like, oh, that little kid. So she tapped his head. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice little clever thing.
It
It's
is a
little
really
thing.
clever thing, and also like, how do we get this kid in this situation? We'll make him a big fucking yap.
Yeah.
Like he pulls up, won't shut up to anybody, and then there's even a part where he's in like shotgun talking to the driver. I'm like, how did you let him get there? Like you see him talking for a few minutes, asking about the van and everything, and then he's like, man, get out of here, kid. Like you let him in the car.
I'm saying he's on you. How did you let him get in this position?
I know, right?
He's half your size. Like just place him out of your car. I don't understand that either.
It's not at all ruins the movie.
No, it
nothing.
doesn't,
It's just
but
a
it's
funny
just-
little thing. It's like, well, how did he get there?
No, exactly.
It's great.
The one thing I will say too is like, as we're talking about like how they're waking up and they're scrambling, my whole thing too. This was almost my Ferris Bueller award. I don't know if it's jumping on yours, but one person in the house set an alarm.
Well, the power went out, so they could have all set an alarm.
Was that it? Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
branch came down on the power line.
Yeah,
and
I guess that's true.
The transformer exploded.
Oh,
or
you know,
whatever.
I'm mixing up with the second movie. See, that's
Okay.
why you don't do double features. That's why you don't do double features.
Not when you have a podcast. to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, exactly. Because in the second movie, it's like he unplugs their alarm and then he plugs it back in and then it resets like
Right.
old school. But then it's like he was the only one that set an alarm.
Yeah.
But then the first one, it makes more sense. Yeah, the power went out. Okay.
Yeah,
I
power went
retract that. Edit it out.
Fair enough. And then like, there's like, I don't want to say montage, but like a couple shots of them like running through the airport.
Oh, okay,
and like
yeah.
Run Rudolph is
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's hype, and it's supposed to still be chaotic. And I actually read that it's maybe 5-10 seconds of a
Okay.
couple of shots of them running through the airport. That took days to
Really?
film, apparently. Yeah, because with all the extras behind them getting set up, they're actually in
okay.
the airport.
Yeah.
So managing all that stuff, and then they would run and someone would fall over, so they'd have to restart.
okay.
Like I read one of the actors saying like they would start running, some would fall over, and they'd all just like burst out laughing and have to like restart the whole thing
Oh, damn.
for like a 10-second shot.
That's crazy. I would have just assumed that they made another set. Like they're building sets for everything. So I didn't actually think they're actually in a real airport. That sounds like more of a headache
For
to
sure.
actually shoot it in an airport. But I guess it's just like save money. We want to make another set.
Yeah,
But
is that worth 2 days of paying?
I guess that's
crew
true.
And
That's true.
everything? But
That's funny.
Maybe they didn't think it was gonna take that long. And
probably
that's just,
not.
Yeah,
because they're not in there for that long. So you
No.
they're probably thinking like, oh, okay, we'll be in and out.
right.
But they're like, ugh, we should just build another set.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe they were kind of regretful of that, to be honest. So then we get on the plane.
Yeah.
And they realize that they left Kevin, and the uncle again is killing.
Oh,
is
yeah,
killing it.
yeah.
Like they're trying to sit him down. Like, sir, can you take your place, please? Can I get some champagne, please? It's free, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the salt shakers. This is real crystal. Put it in your
Yeah,
purse. Put it in your. I was like, what the hell?
forgot about that part. That had me dying. That might have been one of my biggest laughs of the movie because I completely forgot about it. I was like, this guy's killing me, man. That's
He's
too
just
much.
the biggest cheapo, and like he maybe even hated Kevin the most. I mean, you had mentioned the uncle, and he's like, "You look what you did, you little jerk," which is crazy. Like a grown man saying that to an 8-year-old.
That's what I was saying. Even the uncle, I'm like, dude, you're grown.
Yeah.
He's 8 years old. You don't understand that he's a child,
Right?
Like, he almost took the other kid out. Remember when he backed up? Almost crushed him, bro.
Yeah.
That was just like a random little like scene of just him, just like his face getting all like stuck. But you know, the uncle was just 2 jokes on the plane, bro.
That was actually another back at the house when the milk spilt on everything. There's a quick shot of them throwing like the tissues out in the garbage, and you can see a boarding pass in there.
Oh,
and
shit.
apparently that's supposed to be another little like nugget of how they forgot Kevin. Like they threw out his boarding pass.
Oh, okay.
Because you'd maybe get there and be like, oh, we have Kevin's boarding
true, but
pass.
he's not here. Yeah. That's a good point.
You know, but at the same time, and I will say, I was watching with Alexis, and she pointed this out. They pull up to the gate, right? Because they're running through. They're like, "Oh, did the plane leave?" And the girl's like, "No, you just made it." And then they all just walk on.
Oh, yeah,
like she didn't even check any of their...
shit,
maybe they did it off screen, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, it looked like they just like, "No, you guys are good."
Yeah, exactly. Don't even show me shit. I don't need your passports. I don't see your boarding passes. I trust you.
Yeah, you're good. You're going to Paris? Sure.
So that'd be pretty ballsy for 15-year-old to come on this plane without a seat. So I trust you.
Exactly. Hey, 9/11 hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
so
exactly. No, 100%.
hop on board, folks.
Exactly, 100%. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about it. That's a good point. Shout out Alexis.
Shout out Alexis. Hey, she's now that we've got the podcast, you know, she's got those eyes too.
Yeah, that's true.
Every now and again, she'll point out like, "Well, that was a crazy fit. That'd be my fit section." And then we get the little montage of him at the house. Yeah. So he's like eating ice cream and watching the movies, and we get the shaving thing. And that was my note. Why is he shaving?
Yeah. The why is he shaving? And also another thing too, when it made me feel like I feel like I'm getting old because when I saw him eating all those things, it kind of made me grossed out a little bit. I was like, oh my God. I was like, ice cream, marshmallows, Pepsi. He's got chips. I'm like, dog, like.
Yeah,
that looks fucking nasty. Now, my sister was saying the same thing too. My other little sister, she's 14. She's like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm like, that makes sense. Yeah. You're not there yet. That would like take me out for the day. I wouldn't no way I could do all that. That sounds disgusting.
The next morning, you're just in the bathroom all morning.
Oh God, yeah. I just feel like gross. I might sweat in my sleep that night from eating all that. But as a kid, just give me all the candy, all the cavities. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because you're just gonna bounce back like it's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like falling straight on your neck and just getting right back up, just dust it off. Right now, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, this is. But I mean, that's part of being an adult, right? Because we could do that
exactly
if we wanted to eat this big bowl of ice cream and pizza and all this crap. We could. But we don't.
Yeah, exactly. We feel like shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of the. Like the balance of being an adult, of having the freedom to do it, but not doing it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, and then there's like that sweet spot, maybe the opposite of a sweet spot, when you're like a teenager.
Yeah.
And you finally get the taste of freedom, and you're like, oh, I can go out, or I can eat whatever. I have my own money. I can buy
for
this
sure.
junk food.
Drive, whatever. Yeah. I can go to this person's house.
And you do all the dumb shit.
No, exactly. I think that ties back into the thing we were talking about at the beginning, like the whole freedom thing. I think that is definitely like a big part of the appeal of like, and I feel like I could range from like a little kid to like even like a teen, where it's like, man, he's getting to do whatever he wants. Like, this is awesome. Right. Like, everybody wants that. Yeah. Like when you're young, it's like, oh man, just do whatever you want. No parents, no rules. The whole house to myself. Like, I never, especially if you're someone that's like in a big family too, or whatever it is. Even if you just have a one extra sibling, now suddenly it's like my other siblings aren't here. I don't got to share nothing or whatever it is. Like, it's just all me. Like, I think that's another thing that's probably just intoxicating about it. The whole idea of the movie.
For sure.
Until it gets scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Until there's armed robbery. Well, I guess not armed. Well, they got crowbars.
Yeah.
Does that count as armed robbery?
I think so. I think it's any kind of weapon. It could be anything, I guess. It doesn't have to be a gun, I don't think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm not a legal expert. But
yeah, me neither.
And then, so you were talking about, you could go through your brother's room. So he goes into Buzz's room, and a couple interesting things here. Like when he opens that trunk, right?
Yeah.
And there's the Playboy magazine. they actually had to like tape the pages closed so that Macaulay Culkin didn't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like legally, because he's a
he's a child.
He's a child, right?
Yeah.
So you can't show him like the nudity. So they had to like tape it, the pages closed.
That's funny. You know what? It's funny they did that because I was thinking how they did that scene too, and part of me was just thinking that they just took. You just rip off the cover and put it on a different magazine. I feel like you could have just. They also could have just done that.
Right,
but someone was like, "No, I don't want to mess with this. This is my prop. I don't want to mess with that.
I got to bring it home after.
Yeah, exactly. I
Check it for integrity.
Yeah, exactly.
And then another thing in that trunk, when he looks at Buzz is the girl.
Oh yeah,
he's like, Buzz, this is your girlfriend.
Wolf.
Because it's apparently that's a picture of a boy.
Oh,
that they dressed up as a girl.
Yeah,
because they knew they were gonna make that joke.
Yeah,
and they thought it was too mean to do it to an actual.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing too. I was like, "Yo, who is that actor?" That's rough, man. That's rough. But honestly, that wouldn't be like out of pocket for most Hollywood things. There's a lot of times they just completely destroy characters. Yeah, so I'm surprised they actually did that. They didn't stop them in the past. Sometimes they'd be like, "Oh God, that person's ugly," and they just start turning their face. I'm like, "That's a real person."
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And he was talking about he was improvising in a movie. I can't remember what. I think it was Caddyshack.
Okay. Yeah.
And there was a character that there was two girls like sitting at a table or whatever, and he walked over, and he was saying like, "Oh, you're very beautiful," like he was basically hitting on a girl, and the one girl turns and says, "Oh, thank you," and he goes, "No, her," and like this was improv.
Oh,
so like these were two like extras. Like, these weren't even like credited actresses. So she was like. He's like the directors let it like sit there for a minute and everyone was just quiet, and then as soon as he yelled cut, I had to apologize. Like it was the meanest thing I ever did to like this girl.
Oh my God.
So there's an example where you're just like making fun of this woman. I mean, that's a grown woman, not a child, but
still,
that's
tough. Still pretty rough. Is the whole cast season and everything? Exactly. This is Bill Murray, one of the biggest stars. He just obliterates you. Even if he apologized, that probably still hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it just, that's improv, right? It just popped into his head like this funny joke, and he just did it. And then like for a while it was sitting, he was just like, fuck.
That's brutal, man.
Man, that's yeah. Oh, he's hilarious.
No, he is
hilarious.
He's
great. That's why he's so good.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we meet Marv and Harry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we meet Marv and Harry. Another funny bandits. The wet bandits. Yeah. That's kind of hard.
It is kind of hard. That is kind of a hard name.
Like Harry's pissed at him. He's like, "No, I told you not to do that.
Oh,
you don't get the heat on us." And at the end of the movie, right, the cop says he's like, "Oh, because you did this water thing.
And
he's in every house," and he's mad at him. But I'm like, realistically, you broke into this house. You were chasing this kid.
Yeah,
you're going to jail anyways.
Yeah.
I guess maybe because you're hitting multiple, like it increases the sentence.
Yeah,
but like,
for sure.
I don't know. I fuck with the wet bandits.
I guess I just find it funny how he has that line, like freaking Joe Pesci's character was like Marv. No, that Marv is the other one.
Yeah, Harry.
Harry's just like, man, why you do that, man? Like that crosses the line to him, just wetting up their house, but they can completely take all their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You might be setting this family so far back, you're stealing all their shit anyway.
Right.
You wet their house. Come on, dog. That's too far.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's the way he was acting. It wasn't even just about like, in that moment wasn't like, oh, you're going to get us caught by connecting all these things. He was all like, he was just saying it was too far. Why is that too far?
Yeah.
Why is that any different?
That's the line.
That's the line.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like, I'll take all your stuff, but your house, I'm going to leave it in great shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything I take off the wall, I'm going to patch and paint. I'm going to leave it in great condition for you.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Marv was the opposite because he's just ransacking the house with his crowbar.
Yeah.
Like he's opening doors and like he's just dragging stuff off the shelf. Like you're breaking all of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I get you don't care because it's not your stuff, but you're stealing it. What's the point of stealing it and breaking it?
I have no idea. Also, it's funny to me how like there was no game plan. You know what I mean? Like Marv's like Marv wants to steal toys and shit. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Are you planning on reselling these? Like, what's the plot? Like, what's the plan? Sorry, like, just steal everything no matter what.
Yeah, I think basically, yeah.
But
But I will say, well, there is a plan for the McAllister's house, though, because I mean, you know, he has the list and he's like, okay, this house lights are going to turn on now. And this one's going to be now. So they've at least scouted it. And he even says in this scene, with the McAllister's house, he's like, oh, they got a lot of top flight items in that house. Stereos, VCRs.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God.
It's funny because my sister had the exact same reaction. She's like, VCRs?
What even is that?
She looked at my sister like, Talia, do you even know what a VCR is? Like, oh my God. Yeah, that killed me too. I was like, yeah, tech.
I know. Dude, the same thing that in Fast 1. Like, do you remember when they open up the truck that they're stealing all this shit? It's the same thing. It's like VCRs and stereos. Like, this stuff will be worth nothing today.
Yeah, it's so true. Unless they're like, yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, probably not.
It's worth nothing.
I don't know if there's
Who
pieces,
wants a VCR?
I don't know if like pieces in a VCR are worth something, but yeah, no one's gonna just straight up buy. Yeah, no.
And these are like top flight items.
Top.
Like he was saying, like, ooh, this is the McAllisters. They got. He did say like a nice fine jewelry, which fair enough.
And speakers too. Speakers are,
I guess.
Well, just speakers in general.
Yeah.
Like, that's still a timeless thing. You can still get expensive speakers now. No one's getting expensive VCRs.
Okay, fair. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I was going to say the speakers that they get then would not be good today.
Definitely
But you're right. The whole idea of speakers.
Yeah.
You're right. Fair enough. But yeah, the whole stereos of VCRs. Just, man, the times.
Walkmans. Pagers. They got it all.
They got a Pac-Man downstairs. They got it all. Man.
Oh my goodness.
So funny. And then his mom is calling everybody, right?
Yeah.
And she's calling the cops and she's like, oh, just go check on my son. And then this dude at the classic like lazy cop eating a donut.
It's just like Die Hard. They're just it's that same energy. I'm like, cops are always useless.
Yeah, 100%.
Always,
they're like stormtroopers.
Yeah,
dude.
basically.
They're always useless.
Always useless. Man.
But because the crazy thing is, then she sends the guy to the house to go check on Kevin, and like obviously he's scared of this dude.
Yeah.
So like, what was the plan there?
I know. It was the laziest checkup.
Yeah.
He just knocked on the door and kind of looked around and then bounced.
But also, like, even on his mom's part, she wanted the cop to go check on him, even if he answers his door, says, "Yeah, I'm good," and then leave him.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what? You're not like, okay, take him and bring him to my sister's house. Or, like, what was the plan?
Don't know. And again, this is like the thing we were talking about, where it's just like, the people that say like, "Oh, this isn't believable." It's like, this is when we say, "Who cares?" It's just like a funny thing to point out. It's just like, yeah, why? It doesn't make. Yeah. This is like when it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Because there's so many moments like when he's by himself, it's just like people do question why he's by himself, but it's just like no one's actually taking any action. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like even freaking Old Man Marv or Old Man Marley. I mean, it's just like, how many times have you seen this kid by himself?
Yeah.
You're not asking any questions about it. You talk to him in church and still nothing.
The only person that grills the shit out of him is the cashier.
Yeah.
That girl, the guy, she's like, "Where's your mom?" He's like, "She's outside." What about your brother and sister? I don't have any. Well, where do you live? Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what? That's a wild ass. Like these questions are not. You're a cashier.
Yeah, I know.
What? Like, and what? His story makes sense. My mom's in the car.
Yeah,
that's normal.
Exactly.
And then she's like, "Where do you live? Why would that be? What would that change anyway?"
And why should he tell you? He had the perfect response. Yeah, you're a stranger. And you're like, It's like, yeah, what the hell? Why are you asking me this? Yeah.
Wild ass question. And then he sees the robbers.
Yeah.
Marv and Harry. We get that quick little scene. They notice him walking, and then they start following him. And they pull out of the driveway. They're slowly following him, and then he turns around, and they're like,
"Oh yeah,"
like looking around, like so obvious. But and then he starts to run, and he's like, "Why would he run?
Yeah,
yeah. Look at this. I told you something was up. Why would he run? What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
You're
following him.
You're two dudes in this van following him. What are you talking about? Why would he run?
Yeah, he's a freaking little kid. You almost hit him too.
Exactly.
You almost hit him, so he's terrified of you. And now you're following him. Like, are they gonna hit me again? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
and he's talking about why would he run? What's wrong with this guy? Did you see how they filmed that? Like, where they almost hit him?
No, I didn't.
So they basically had Macaulay Culkin like walk backwards Or sorry, he walked in.
Okay. So they filmed it in
then,
reverse.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So like, yeah, they did
had
the
him
reverse
close.
movement.
Yeah.
Like he was close and then he backed up and then they just put it.
Right.
They reversed it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense too because they got so close
Very
and I was
close.
like, damn, that looks. How did they do that? I honestly didn't even look into it, but no, that makes sense considering how close they got to his face. But that was interesting.
And another quick shout out to Macaulay Culkin again with the physical acting, just when he's standing stone faced and just like not even moving, but just like a full scream, and like because it's the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sound equipment's not great, so you can hear it kind of like maxing out.
Yeah,
it's so perfect.
I mean, all the screams in this movie are
Exactly.
just so great. There's so many good screams.
Yeah, there really is, and
Yeah.
and again, I feel like it almost it almost has a better effect because the mic's clearly like capping out.
Yeah.
So it gets like scratchy kind of when it reaches the top of the scream. It just makes it sound even.
Oh yeah, even better. No, I agree. 100%.
Even though the quality's better now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. No,
I don't know,
100%.
Yeah, it's better, but it's not.
Yeah, it adds that it just adds that flavor to the movie. Like this is it lets you know that when this movie was made, kind of thing. And it just works. You just accept it. It's good.
Yeah, stereos, VCRs,
Yeah, exactly.
and old school boomsticks.
Exactly. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. This then we get the classic. I'm going quickly here, so stop me if I'm I'm jumping over any of your stuff. But
No, go.
The pizza delivery.
Mm.
This great scene with the snakes and Johnny, and he plays the movie and has the guns going off.
Yeah.
Right, and the pizza guy's freaking out and. $12.
He does the pizza dude dirty. Like he didn't do him like that. No. First of all, he gives him a 20-cent tip.
I know that was rude.
And then you could have just stopped the tape. Why are you giving this guy a heart attack? He's never gonna want to drive to this house again.
He's a kid, man. This is like he's a kid with freedom. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's gonna mess with the pizza guy.
I guess so. He did him dirty with that tip though. Keep the change, 20 cents.
You filthy animal.
You have all your dad's money. Just throw at him.
True.
You've been spending it.
Yeah.
Now you're getting stingy.
We know you guys. We know you guys have money.
That's
you got
what I'm
stereos,
saying.
VCRs,
That's
Walkmans.
And you guys want to stinge it on the pizza guy?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
Damn it, Kevin.
That's what I'm saying.
So
man.
he brought him all the way here, made him shit his pants for 20 cents.
That's crazy. Man.
That's nasty work.
It's nasty work.
Did you see? So the movie, it's called like the movie within the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Angels with Filthy Souls.
Okay, yeah.
So they actually shot this black and white movie for this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like an old film and they were just taking from.
That's what I thought forever too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I found it out in research, so they made this scene for the movie.
Oh, that's sick.
And an interesting little nugget there too is that the actors that play Johnny and Snakes actually switched roles because Ralph Foodie, who was supposed to play Snakes, he had knee surgery and couldn't do the death scene, where he falls to his knees and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's actually like a flip.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah. For the whole time I was thinking, I was like, what movie is this?
Yeah.
That they keep using in this. But that's crazy. They made it up and that's jokes. Why did they make it in black and white?
Well, because it's supposed to be an old movie. So they made it in black and white so they're
Yeah, I guess. But why did they just I just wonder why they made that choice to make it that old. Like it was the 90s.
That's
For something
true.
to be
They didn't
black
have
and
to.
white, it would have been like really old. I guess it
Yeah.
would have been his dad's old movies that he watched when he was a kid or something.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
Slapped
no, that's
it in
cool
the
though.
VCR.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's cool though. I didn't know that. That's sick.
Yeah. No, there was just because you're right. For the longest time, I was like, this just is an old movie.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
even
just
think
assume.
nothing of it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then I was like, oh, they made it, and the actors switch, which obviously isn't a big thing. Like there's just two guys acting at one scene.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Of a movie, but I mean, keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been said by a different guy.
Oh, that's true. And
Like,
that's
that's
so
now
class-
it's now
so
an iconic line.
No, 100%.
Maybe it wouldn't have been if the other guy, maybe his delivery would have been trash.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. And then my next one was the cashier. Why is the cashier grilling him? So it was the same scene. So he goes, "Where's your dad, your mom, your siblings? Where do you live?" All this great. We talk about this, and then he gets chased through the ice rink.
Oh yeah,
So ridiculous.
Wait, this is after like stealing the.
Yeah, there's a different. I'm skipping ahead.
Oh, okay.
I skipped ahead.
Yeah, because I was thinking for a second.
You're
but
right. It's the different store.
Yeah,
that's when he goes to get the toothbrush.
Yeah. He kills me in those moments. And this goes back to us talking about like how he's just funny with delivering the lines. Because even within the grocery store, when he's just like she's like going through all the stuff, and she looks at like I think it's like toys, like this little army men thing.
Oh yeah.
And he's like reading a newspaper. It's for the kids.
I know.
It's just like that's such a great line. It's just like it didn't have to be in there, but it's just like it's just hilarious. It's like he's not like it's obviously because he's a kid, so it's just like it's funny to he's just acting like he's the adult, and that's why she's grilling him. Just like, what's going on here? This guy's just doing normal grocery shopping. He's got all this cash, but now Kevin's
he's got a coupon too. He's like, oh, hold on, I got a coupon for that.
It's like, wait, what is it? Who's in front of me right now?
But also, like, how did this happen? How did he grow up in like 12 hours or whatever?
Yeah, I know. He's so mature now.
Yeah, I know. Like, he was this bratty kid that like everybody hated. And, you know, he was like, oh, I just want a cheese pizza. And then he goes crazy, jumping on the bed. Like, we talk about the ice cream and all this stuff. And now suddenly he's an adult.
Hey, being home alone will age you, man.
Change you.
I mean, I guess he was growing facial hair. That's how fast he was aging, bro. They just never showed us. They just only showed the aftermath of him shaving.
Yeah. Those are good screams.
Those
too.
are
We're
good
talking about
screams.
the screams when he slaps the aftershave on.
Oh, yeah. And apparently, which now, again, it's another iconic thing that just worked out. Apparently, when he did, like, he slaps his face and does the scream, apparently he was supposed to slap, take his hands off, and then scream, but he kept his hands there. And then when they saw the take, they're like, you know what? That actually works better. Yeah. Keep your hands there for the second one, too. And then he just did it. But they told him, like, yeah, just slap and then put your hands down and then scream. But he decided on his own to just keep them there. Look at this guy, man.
This guy.
He's just got it.
Seriously. What? But how did he not, like,
I don't. How did he
pan
not,
out?
like, what do you mean? Oh yeah,
like
I don't
long
know.
term?
I don't know. I mean, it's just. I mean, being a kid in Hollywood, it's just trouble
true.
in general. There's a lot of the kids that, unfortunately,
He's probably
it's
got
just
some
part of
ditty
it.
stories.
Yeah, unfortunately, probably. I mean, he definitely got into drugs like in his teens and stuff.
True.
But he's doing good now.
Yeah.
I was looking into him like to see how he is now, just because now
with
he's with
London
Brenda
Tipton.
Song. Yeah, exactly. Which is so weird.
I know, eh? How wild is that for like people our age that like, watched both of these things?
And that's what I was saying when I was talking about my sister too. It's like it's so weird because like they're just two people.
Yeah.
But we're just associating them with the characters that they play. But like we're just two humans that happen to like each other. But you guys are looking at us like we're these characters.
Right.
Like, we're not those characters.
You know what it was? Their connection. They're both child actors that played rich kids.
That's true. And he also played Richie Rich too.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Richie Rich and London Tipton, they're the same character.
No, basically.
Well, that's not true. London's like an idiot.
No, that's true.
Richie Rich.
Yeah,
isn't
Richie
stupid.
Rich isn't stupid. No, it's true. And also in the second movie's all about being in a hotel too. Maybe that was the Tipton.
Oh,
Maybe that was the Tipton. You know?
That's where the love blossomed.
Mr. Mosby hooked them up. He was the wingman.
Okay, Mr. Mosby. Let's go. Oh, man. The Prindle. Would you like am or fum? Yo.
Oh my god! If you get that reference,
Yeah.
God bless you.
If you don't, I mean, go watch. I mean, just search on YouTube, Mr. Mosby PRNDL.
Yeah, teaches London. I don't know if that shows up or he teaches London how to drive.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that'll come up on
Yeah.
YouTube, but
Iconic
Oh my
iconic
goodness.
scene
I
in a
completely-
great show.
it is a great.
How great
show.
was Sweet Life?
I don't think it would hold up like Home Alone, but if we
Yeah.
watch as adults, but definitely great in its time. Definitely great if you're a child.
100%. Great show, Mr. Mosby, all timer.
Oh my goodness, definitely.
And then
One
go
thing
ahead.
I want to jump back. It's but when the mom, I'm just giving the mom shit because
Okay.
when the mom, we talked about it even before, but this scene is kind of goes in the sequence of like when she's trying to get the ticket from the old people, and she's like, "I'll give you my earrings, I'll give you my this, da da da." And when she's like, "Yo, is the Rolex?" I'm giving it an accent. Is the Rolex fake? And she's like, is that real? And she's like, does it look real to you or whatever it is? And she's like, I'm like, yo,
Just say it's
lie.
real.
Lie
Yeah.
for your son. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? It's real. Yeah, it's real. You want it? Give me your ticket.
Yeah,
Why is she playing around?
it's a good point.
I just want to give the mom some shit for that. Lie for your son.
She's-
It's real.
Yeah, but if she did that, and we find out that it's not real, does that have a stain on the character? And then we're like, because we had to root for her, right?
You don't think it's okay if she lies for her son?
I didn't say I don't think it's okay.
Well, no, you're saying
I guess
for us.
that is
That's what I'm saying. If she had to lie to get home to her 8-year-old son that's home alone,
yeah,
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
She's not harming anyone.
And she's still also giving them a lot of other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, I have like $500 cash. I have, plus, why does she have $500 cash?
Yeah, that's true.
I guess they're stacking like that. They got VCRs and stereos.
And why does she have a fake Rolex? That's what confused me.
That's true too.
This whole thing where they're loaded and they constantly show us that they're loaded, but the mom's got a fake Rolex?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
well,
they're loaded, but they're frugal.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was just the uncle, though.
Yeah, true. The uncle, he was, even when he was at the French, like the apartment or whatever, and he pulls out like the shrimp plate.
Oh yeah,
and she's like, no, the shrimp, that's for tomorrow. And he just like totally ignores her, starts like serving everybody. Like, this guy's fucking, he was killing me.
Oh my god, he's too much.
You're right though. Why a fake Rolex?
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to give the mom shit for that. But
no, that's a good point. That's a good show. I like that you did that. So then she gets with the polka band.
Yeah. John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy has the little thing. And there's a funny little moment, too, because she's, right before this, she's at the desk.
Yeah.
Right? She's trying to get a flight, and she's been bouncing around. She's on all these different places. She ends up in Scranton.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get a flight, and the guy's like, no, there's no flight. I can't do anything for you. She's like, okay, that's fine. Next person, go ahead. Waits for a second, then she just cuts right back in front of the lady. It's like, and she's like, no, you're going to get me on a plane. It's like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was just a little thing that cracked me up.
No, it's good. That's good. I like that actor. She's funny.
She is.
She's good. She's really good in Beetlejuice, too. She's hilarious in the Beetlejuice movies.
And she's in Schitt's Creek now.
Oh, yeah. I heard that show is funny. I've never seen it, though.
I've seen an episode here and there.
Okay, yeah.
And it is pretty funny.
I could see that because I know the dad from American Pie is in that, too. That dude's hilarious, too. The bushy eyebrows.
Yeah,
I forget the actor's name, but that dude's hilarious in freaking American Pie.
That movie's hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
We got to do that.
Yeah, I
was
going to say, we got to do that at some point, 100%.
100%. I know that's when you love that movie.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And I actually watched it for the first time like pretty recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I think there's the original trilogy, and then they start doing it without the mains, and then the dad stays in them. They're still funny, but it's the original three that are the funniest because the Stifler and everyone's still in it.
Stifler.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to do that movie
100%.
for sure. Then we get our Family Guy moment.
Oh yeah, that's
Harry.
true.
Harry says it.
Yeah,
he's
true.
looking in through the window, and Kevin sees him like through the reflection of the ornament.
Yeah,
which was kind of wild, but whatever. And then he's like, "Dad, could you come help me?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm not believing that."
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a smart move of him to do that. Though.
No, 100%.
Didn't work.
Yeah, because also it's like, how long do you wait? And the dad didn't answer you.
Right.
But it's still a good attempt. 100%.
Yeah, maybe there was a better thing because you're right. Like he'd say, "Hey, Dad, can you come help me?" And then he's obviously not going to show up. And if they're still there, then you're like, "Well, shit, that didn't work."
Yeah, exactly.
So what would have been a better thing? Be like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, coming."
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that would have been better.
Or maybe he just would assume that he'd say that and they'd be shook like, "Oh snap, the dad's
Right.
gonna come.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here." But they didn't. He didn't budge.
No, he
just
said,
like,
"Nope,
nah,
he's home alone."
Yeah, Family Guy moment.
Hey.
I put a star there too. I was like, "Oh, Family Guy moment."
Nice. We always got to point it out.
Always got to point it out.
We always got to point it out.
Always got to point it
I
out.
mean, in a movie like this, I was thinking this too when I wrote it down. I was like, Family Guy moment. And then I started thinking a little bit about the title because I always just take the title like as it is.
Yeah.
Like that's whatever. It's the name of the movie. But then I was thinking, I was like, man, Home Alone. It just like rings off the tongue.
Yeah.
It's like a standard thing that everyone says,
No,
like
for sure.
Home Alone, but like it works perfect.
Yeah.
It's a nice title.
No, it is. It's just simple, plain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not too long, not too short. It's just bang, Home Alone.
Yeah. Maybe I was thinking too much about it, but I don't know.
No, I agree. It's just like it's something you can say quickly. And
It's
it's just boom, Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not Home Alone.
Home Alone.
The adventures of freaking Kevin. You know what I mean?
Kevin
Or-
McAllister.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin McAllister versus Marv.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Kevin and the Wet Bandits. You know what I mean? It's not. That is kind of hard. But Home Alone is.
Home Alone, Revenge of the Wet Bandits.
I mean, I guess that's what you'd call the second one.
Yeah.
But
Shoot.
no, they just go Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3, and then starts
Yeah,
going.
Wet Bandits. There's something. That's a hard name. It's a good name.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
They give up on it in the second movie.
Yeah,
though.
Harry's hating. Marv came up with a banger.
Yeah, it is. It's
Wet
good.
Bandits. It's a good name. Then we get the church scene.
Yep.
So he goes to church Christmas Eve, and this was kind of wild that he was doing all this stuff. Like he talks to Santa, goes to church, all this stuff, and he knows that they're coming that night.
Yeah,
to the
at
house,
9 o'clock.
right? Yeah, he overhears him. He's like, "Oh, we'll come by 9 o'clock." He's like, "Okay," and he's just like calm, cool. He's like, "I'm gonna go to church first. I'm gonna go see Santa, ask him for my family back." Like he's not scared at all. I mean, he comes out early in the movie and says, "I'm not afraid anymore."
Exactly.
But like, he stood on business. Like he meant that. He was not scared.
He really did. And which is funny too, because like at this point, again, this isn't nitpicking. It's just like a funny thing that you notice. And it's just like at this point, he could ask for help.
True.
He knows when they're coming. He knows how to call 911. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. How did I never think of that?
At this point, he could ask for help. He knows exactly when they're coming.
Yo. That's actually crazy.
But that's how boss he is, though. He's like, I got it. This guy's got it. He knows how useless the police are.
Well, he uses the police later.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he goes across the street and damn.
He never thought about that,
I literally
right?
never once thought of that.
Yeah, it's just like maybe that's why maybe the critics were hating on it. That was like the point where they're just like, why isn't he asked for help? But again, it's just like screw off. It's a kids
Fuck
movie.
you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Screw off. It's a kids movie. But it is funny to think about because it's just like in that moment I was like, okay, he knows they're coming at 9 o'clock. It's still midday.
Yeah.
You could literally call the cops and let them know, they're coming at 9. Get ready. We'll just
Right.
ambush them before they even do
Right.
anything. But no, Kevin's got it. That's what it really comes down to.
you're
He's like,
right.
I got these guys. They're
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah. No, the wet bandits, I ain't worried about them.
Exactly. No,
Damn.
Kevin's the guy.
You're right. You're right. I never thought of that, but you're right. He's just tough. But at church, like there's nobody in this church.
Yeah,
There's
I
like
know.
10 people. I'm like, it's Christmas
That's
Eve.
what I
How
was
is that
thinking
possible?
too. Yeah, 100%.
This place has got to be
thinking, too.
packed. Every church is packed Christmas Eve. What is this?
I guess people weren't feeling holy in fucking Chicago in fucking 1990 for whatever reason.
That's crazy.
It's a Bulls game or something.
Yeah, you're maybe.
Were
you're
they
right.
playing Christmas Day or something? Everyone's like, no, I gotta.
Yeah, we
got
gotta check. December 14th or 14th, December 24th, 1990. Were the Bulls playing at home? We gotta check.
That's messed up.
Yeah,
That's messed up if that's the case.
nobody went to church, but I was like, this place is empty. That's crazy. But then in this scene, he would like Macaulay Culkin was really good. I thought in this scene, like,
no, I agree.
because with it, this old man Marley comes over, and he's scared,
Mm-hmm.
and then he introduces himself, and then so we were like, okay, no, this is actually a nice guy. He finally stops
Yeah, being creepy.
being creepy.
Yeah.
He finally introduces himself, talks to him, and Macaulay Culkin's like, no, you got to talk to your son, and go do this. Like he's giving this old man advice, and like I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Insane.
No, 100%. It's crazy too because I forgot because like I told you I haven't watched this movie in a while. I forgot, and I think this scene. I don't think this is a scene that is as classic as some of the like the face thing, the screams, all the things he does with the Wet Bandit. But I think the fact that the movie has this heart is a part of the reason also that it has like a rewatch value. That as you get older, I think it means more because I think when you're as a kid, it doesn't mean as much. But as like you form like different relationships like with your father or like with your kids, maybe you're a dad now, you know what I mean? It hits you a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And then versus like when you watch as a kid and you're thinking of like your dad and then like siblings, all these different things, or you think about like the fights that you've gone to, like you're more mature. So now you can actually like take in what they're saying more. And it's like, oh shit, like this is a really deep conversation. It's crazy that Kevin's the one leading it.
I know.
But
That's what's crazy is like obviously it's a movie, right?
Yeah,
so
no,
like
for
he's
sure.
saying lines,
yeah,
but the delivery is so good
Yeah.
that like he's actually like, oh, you're why aren't you with your
Son.
family on
Yeah.
on Christmas? This is the only time you can see your granddaughter. Like he seems like he's actually interested,
Yeah.
and like just he's hitting every one of these
Yeah.
lines, and it just works. And you're right, like it's a scene that I think adds some actual emotion
yeah.
to the movie. I guess that's kind of old man Marley's character.
Mhm.
I guess he's maybe in there to push the theme of like don't judge a book by its cover, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But adding this emotion into the movie, because other than that, it's mostly just kind of funny.
Yeah.
I guess there's the emotion of him missing his family, but
Yeah.
this just adds even more of it, and it just sticks.
Oh, for sure. And it's just like, yeah, I think it works. They play off of each other because again, we get his background story where like, yeah, his whole thing is about don't judge a book by its cover, but it's also now you get two people that have these family issues. It's like him and like, oh, I've had this fight with my family, and Kevin can relate to that because he got in a lot of fights and he didn't want his family. He wanted his family to be gone, And now he's gone through this whole movie where he's realized like, okay, well, I didn't want them to actually be gone.
Yeah.
And now he's talking to this guy and he's like, man, I haven't talked to my parents or my kids in like years. He's like, whoa, like for me, it's just been a couple of days. Like I think it'd be crazy if I didn't talk to my dad for as long as you haven't. So it's like now they get to bond on this thing, and it's just really special. It's a good scene.
It is for sure. And then right before the whole break-in scene starts, I just had to point out.
Yeah.
So he microwaves his mac and cheese, like he sets up the house and everything, and it's not my lazy award.
Okay.
And I hope I'm not stepping on yours, but like he didn't get to eat his mac and cheese because it shows the time on the microwave.
Yeah.
It's like 8:57 when he pulls it out. And then he sits at the table. It's the table set. He's got the napkin on one side, 2 forks. He's got a glass of milk. Candles are lit. The mac and cheese is nicely plated. I'm like, bro, pull it out of the microwave and eat it.
Yeah.
If you didn't set the whole table, you would have had time, because as soon as he says his prayer, he's about to take a bite, and then the clock strikes 9 and he has to get up and leave. And I'm like, come on, dog. Why did you do all that shit? I guess it's the opposite of my lazy
I was just going to
award.
say, that's the opposite of lazy. He did the most.
He did so
when he could have just easily microwave that shit and just eat it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good point. I thought you were going to say something else, because I had to think about that too, but that's a good point. I don't know why he did all that. You knew exactly when, and hell, the wet bandits are tardy. Or not tardy, they're punctual as hell, bro.
You're right.
The clock hit 9 and they were there. Hey, we're the wet bandits. We're not the
We're not the rude wet bandits.
Yeah, exactly.
We're there on time, damn it.
And nobody knew. It's up to them. Like they didn't tell anybody they were going to
If
be
we
there
say
for
we're
9.
gonna rob a house at 9 o'clock, we're robbing a house at 9 o'clock, damn it. We're the wet bandits.
We may rob people. We're not assholes. We're going to be on time. What the hell?
I was going to say that these motherfuckers are punctual as hell, bro. Clock strikes 9, they pull up. There they are.
Oh my goodness. No, that's a good point. My thing is, I'll give Kevin the benefit of the doubt that he set up his scheme maybe like beforehand, because we never see him set up the scheme. You know what I mean?
A few little things, like we see him put out the ornaments at the
No, I
window
mean like he rolls out the thing and
right.
it shows this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. We never see him actually form it.
Right.
So my thing is like, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he did that beforehand. But my thing, I was like, this is such a movie thing, because why did he do this?
Yeah.
Why did he open it up? Because I was like, did he draw it up, close it, and then opened it up again?
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
That's exactly what he did.
I don't understand. I was like, this is such a movie thing. It's like, it's fine. Like I accept it. But I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, why did he do that?
You're right. You're totally right. There's no reason to do that. But I am giving the exception in the movie because this is a whole, like a little mini montage that's tough as hell, because when the music hits, because it starts when he's at the church, right?
Yeah, that's true.
When he's leaving the church, and then it's like bum, ba-na-na, bum, ba-na-na,
Yeah, that's
like the
true.
music starts hitting.
Yeah, I think it's John Williams. Yo, shout out John Williams. Yo, this is a legendary composer.
Yeah, and then Kevin starts setting up the plan of attack, like pulls out the map, like you said, which you're right. There was no reason for him to do that, but I get fired up when that starts.
It is tough.
It gets me fired up, and then the break-in starts. And my first point, I'm not going to explain the whole thing. We'll just go to our next point as we go. We all know what happens in the break-in.
No, for sure.
My first point is he didn't lock the back door.
Oh yeah, I know.
Marv he's got the crowbar. He's trying to get it, and then he just opens it. Like, I get he's like, oh, I have the iron set up. I have the tar on the stairs and all this. But why would you not just do the extra lock?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's baiting, like he's already setting up, so he's like, they're coming in, but like you could make it difficult. Maybe they'll just get so frustrated they can't get in, they'll just leave.
Yeah,
I don't know. But then he's just like, I put on all this work.
I want to see how my plan.
I want to see if this goes. Yeah, I want to see if this goes to everything goes to plan. Let me just. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point though. Like
he left the door open.
He just left it wide open.
That's crazy. That no respect.
No respect.
That's like Ben Simmons on the 3-point line.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, just
go ahead.
Turn around. Yeah,
go
exactly.
Ahead.
Go. Do
I
your
dare
thing.
you.
No, it's a very good point. It's a very good point.
So what's your next point on the break-in? We'll just go back and forth here.
I mean, I don't know. Do you have a favorite spot There's a lot of spots. Like I wrote down kind of all the spots. Like
I never even thought of that.
I could list them, but
Go
there's
ahead.
so many that because like
Well,
so we.
Give me your.
You gotta give you my
go ahead.
favorite.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your favorite.
I think my favorite spot is probably the fire on the head spot. And I think it's just because it's like Joe Pesci's like reaction, just him screaming.
Yeah.
It's his reaction to the handle is pretty good, but I don't know. Like I think I forgot about the fire one because I remember so many of them, like the slips and the falls.
Yeah.
That he opened the door and then him just screaming. Again, an iconic scream.
Yeah.
It's just his face just screaming and the fire just going on top of his head. It's just I don't know. I don't know why. That spot I just loved. That's my favorite one. Do you have a favorite? Or just something that is just sticks with you?
I think the one that sticks with me the most is the paint cans.
Oh,
like when
okay,
when I think of this movie and I think of the break-in scene, the first thing I think of is the paint cans.
Okay, no, it's a good one. It's a good one because it's like the whole because it's the double.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. And I mean, and the fire thing's great too. You're totally right. But the biggest thing is like Harry, he opens the door and the fire on Joe Pesci, it's burning his head.
Yeah.
And he's like just standing there
sitting
eating
in
it. Like he stands there for like 5 seconds just getting burned
And I think
screaming. It's so good.
And I think that's why I like
Yeah.
it so much because it's just like move, but he's just eating it and it's stuck on him for so long. He's just screaming and it's just like
amazing.
It's a good laugh, man. I
Yeah.
love it. It's good.
It is like everything is so ridiculous. I have a couple of my, I guess not my favorite things, but like just the ridiculousness of all of it. Like yeah, when he's standing there getting his head torched, move.
Yeah.
The feathers thing.
Oh yeah.
That
was
literally doesn't do anything.
nothing. It's just an inconvenience.
Yeah.
It's like
Is it even an inconvenience?
I guess. Yeah.
What
no.
does that do? Like he walks in, he gets the silicone or whatever on his
Yeah.
face. Boom, the feathers on his head. That doesn't slow you down at all.
No, it's true. It doesn't at all. it really
like the
does.
other shit actually hurts.
Yeah.
I get it. This does nothing.
Nah, nothing. I think Marv got it the worst.
Oh my hell yeah!
Stepped on a nail and then stepped on broke the ornaments.
And the way he stepped on the ornament, dude, like he slides through the window and he's clearly keeping his head like fully up, which is again ridiculous. Whatever. And like, did you notice as soon as he gets his feet inside, bam,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
slams his feet on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? And even before that, we were talking about like the nail to the foot because his shoes and his socks are getting stuck on the stairs, right? But after you take that first step, why are you continuing?
Yeah, I know.
You're like, oh, my shoe got stuck. Maybe my next shoe won't get stuck. Oh no, it got stuck. Maybe my sock won't get stuck. Oh no, my sock got stuck. Well, maybe my next one. Like, what are you doing, bro?
What was that stuff anyway? I thought it was like paint or something.
tar.
It's tar. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know what it was. Is tar that sticky? You take off your whole shoe?
I
mean, yeah,
guess so.
yeah. It would not like we've been in this situation to
Yeah,
know,
no.
but yeah, I know I didn't even think about that. Where the fact that he kept trying it, and then as your shoes came off, you think your socks are gonna be good?
Yeah.
Like I don't. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a very good point.
And then he got up, like he steps on the nail, and then he falls down. And he's like, he's freaking out. Okay, you now know where the nail is. You know there's a nail there. Why stop there? Just go up the rest of the stairs. He then leaves to go outside
and slips again.
And slips again. And then this is when he goes to the window and smashes on the ornaments. You were already just about to go up the stairs. Why did you turn around?
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, and he got the iron too. That and
Oh my
hot
God.
iron. Oh yeah, he got it. He might have got it the worst. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
if
the
you
burnt head and burnt hand is pretty painful.
Yeah.
He's
And-
marked.
And if you think about it as well, he gets whacked with a crowbar
Yeah, that's true.
by Marv when the spider goes
yeah,
on him.
the tarantulas on him. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know who got it. That's
Yeah.
pretty bad. They're both pretty bad.
They
They both
both
got
got-
the paint can. They both like once they're together, they're getting everything in tandem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, this was
pretty rough.
because there's a little when it's actually right after the feathers.
Yeah.
So he gets shot with the feathers, and then Marv comes in and he steps on the ornaments.
Yeah.
And then they meet up in that room,
Mhm.
and then he's like, "Why are you dressed like a chicken?" And then he's like, "What's wrong with your face?" And then
Yeah.
like, "What the hell?" And I actually read that there's only 3 times that there was a curse in this movie because apparently, like Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern,
Yeah.
who plays Marv. They said it was really hard not to curse.
Okay, yeah.
That's what they said the most difficult thing was, because it's kids movie, and Macaulay Culkin's right there, so they're not allowed to with them. So that's why always, like, whenever something happens or they fall over or whatever, they're all just like,
Yeah.
you know, they're just like
Yeah.
mumbling gibberish because like they didn't know what to say.
That's hilarious.
The only curses that are in the movie is there's apparently shit.
Oh, really?
Apparently Marv says shit. He said it by accident when early on when he goes to the house for the first time and he sticks his foot in the like pet door.
Yeah.
And his shoe falls off. Apparently he says shit there.
Oh, really?
I never really noticed.
I never noticed it either. Now I gotta go back and listen.
Yeah. And then hell when they see each other, and then also in the old movie, Johnny says, "Get the hell out of here."
Oh, okay.
Other than that, those are the only curses.
Okay, yeah.
in the
Okay, I
movie.
didn't realize that. That's fun. I could see that with Joe Pesci too, because every character he plays he swears like crazy.
Exactly.
So that definitely makes sense. He like it starts his sentence with fucking ends it. Like it's a period in freaking the Goodfellas, for example. But that's hilarious.
So that's why every time like he falls out in the snow or whatever, he's just
Yes.
he just like mumbles because like, he doesn't know what to say because he can't swear.
That's a bad one too. Actually, when he gets shot in the nuts, that's when he does that thing. I don't even know. That was just like is it like a pellet gun or what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets him right in the nuts. And that's when he does that whole like that little gibberish.
So maybe he did get it worse.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, let us know.
Yeah, true. Who got it worse?
Yeah. Who got it worse? Who got it worse? It's pretty 50-50.
It is pretty close.
If you have a strong opinion,
I guess it depends what your tolerance is with certain parts of pain. Because like foot
Like
wise,
fire.
yeah, like foot, yeah, exactly. Like, how do you feel about fire?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stepping on a nail though.
Yeah. One thing I did see, I forget the DP's name. I should have wrote it down. But apparently the DP said that he took inspiration from like the way he shot it from cartoons, and you could see that it's very like like he was watching like the Looney Tunes kind of shit. Like how like they like the like Wile E. Coyote. It's like very cartoons where it's like this big slip and then boom, or like
from up top.
Yeah,
or from
exactly.
above,
Like up top spots, like down low shots. It's like it's like which I could see when I saw him say that. I was like, okay, I could see the inspiration for sure.
No, I mean like that's what this whole final scene is. It's just a cartoon.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's just over the top ridiculous stuff. And like as a kid, it's the best shit ever.
Oh yeah,
you're laughing your head off the whole time. And then as an adult, it's just. I guess it's because of the nostalgia of remembering when you saw it as a kid. Yeah. But like I don't know, it just still hits.
Oh yeah,
every time.
100%.
It hit. But another thing that I saw about actually the way they shot it was apparently, and I never really thought about it. I'd have to watch the movie again, like thinking about this.
Yeah.
But early on in the movie, they always shoot Kevin from above.
Yeah.
Like as an adult would see him looking down on him.
Yeah.
When he's like a scared little kid, and then as the movie gets like laid on, they shoot him from below, so he looks like bigger and more confident, kind of thing, you know.
I mean, I can see that because in every scene that he was like talking to them, he was always above them, like he was up the stairs or whatever, like in the treehouse. So there's always moments where like he would, like be above. So that's interesting. That's a good, it's a good choice. It definitely shows like the power he has over these guys,
over these bozos,
these freaking clowns.
Yeah, talking about the treehouse.
Yeah.
So he gets on the zip line, goes across. They get up the stairs, and they get to the window, and this fucking killed me. So Marv gets to the window, and he's like, "Oh, where'd he go? Maybe he committed suicide."
Yeah.
I was like, "Why the hell would he do that?"
Yeah, I know. He's been getting you guys this whole time.
He's just gonna go upstairs and kill himself. Like, what?
No sense.
Yo, that actually took me. I was like, "What the fuck? Why?" And you could see the rope.
Yeah, I know.
That made me laugh.
Marv's one of a kind, man.
Marv is great.
He's one of a kind.
And then he goes across the street, gets downstairs, and then there's all the water. Then we're like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah,
this is that little callback. The wet bandits. Then they catch him, and I remember I was shook as a kid.
Yeah,
like, when
same.
They catch him,
I was like, "Oh snap!
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen?" Because they kept saying, "I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him." Now they got their hands on him. I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, what's gonna happen here?"
Yeah. I was like, "How does he get out of this?"
Yeah, exactly. They hung up on the door. I'm like, but then we get the save.
And then we get the save from Old Man Marley. How this guy's like Batman somehow.
Basically,
still has a shovel. He always has a shovel. I guess he was just salting the driveway maybe and saw this happening.
Yeah, I guess
we always
so.
saw him outside salting, so maybe that's what.
No, that's
what it
true.
was.
That's true. And he didn't call the cops. Kevin did.
True. Another lazy thing too. Maybe this is your lazy word, but he knocks them out with the shovel.
Yeah.
Saves Kevin. Doesn't stop the water.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Walks out of the house.
He's a mess with that house, yo. Whoever lives there, he's a mess with them. They started the rumor.
He actually opened it up, had it going faster. Imagine.
And Kevin was like, "What was that for?" And don't worry. About it.
My son actually lives here. This is this is actually my son's house. I don't talk to him anymore, and fuck his basement.
Oh my god! One thing I did see about that too, like, do you see that they built? That was another set too that they built.
Oh, the basement. Yeah,
that whole house that was like flooding over water, and they that same school that they just went in the pool. They built the set in the pool just so like it's be easier just to drain the water out versus having it in somewhere where there's no drain for it. So I was like, that's another cool thing too, which is like, oh.
And it's so crazy because that's literally like 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he goes downstairs, he walks through water for a couple seconds. That's it.
Yeah, that's
They built a whole set for that.
That's what I'm saying. Which, hey, whatever. Which the budget wasn't even that crazy too.
18 million.
Yeah, which is like, all right.
I guess 18 million in 1990 though.
Yeah, I guess
goes a lot farther.
But it can't be that much more.
Yeah, I'd have to Google the.
Yeah, I think it'd probably
inflation.
be like double or something. Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
But still, it still doesn't seem like that crazy to build like a whole house. But nowadays, I guess the most expensive thing is like the CGI and all that stuff. That's the thing that costs the most. It's not the sets.
Right.
And also, we're saying it's not that much. $18 million is still a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. We're so used to these
You're right.
large budgets.
$200 million budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That like, oh, just 18.
Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Did you have anything else about any facts? Any?
No, I think that's it. Actually, no, I think I'm good. Oh, you mean like? Did I have anything else about the end of the movie or just
whatever,
facts in
man?
general?
Anything?
Hit
me with it.
Yeah, I guess I mentioned the. Oh, I guess I mentioned the John Williams thing. It's like they joked about getting John Williams to score the movie, but they never actually thought it would happen. So like, I don't know. They just sent him the final cut of the movie. Well, it wasn't the final cut. It was the first cut of the movie, and he liked it so much that he was just like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it."
Oh, sick.
So I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, just get this legend because, like you said, the music in the movie is just so good too. I definitely think that adds to it. I wonder, different composer, does it hit the same? Probably, but I mean, him just being the composer just adds another level to the movie. You get these amazing themes.
Yeah, it's the music is so iconic, and it's kind of that. Is it the chicken or the egg?
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like, is it iconic because the movie's so good? And well, I'm not gonna say the movie's so iconic because of the music.
Yeah,
definitely
no,
not
sure.
that. But
it adds.
It adds to it.
It definitely adds
for sure.
Yeah, because like with certain movies though, like. He composed. You just wonder, would another composer give you another score that's really good? You'd cross your fingers, hopefully, because this is the same guy that did Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. There's some iconic themes in that. If he didn't make
all
those, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In all of them,
yeah.
And if he didn't do those themes and so you put a different song, those movies are still good.
Right.
So it's kind of tough. It's like those. It's like if you think like Pirates of the Caribbean with like Hans. It's like those songs are iconic.
Yeah.
They don't. Do they make the movie, or it's just they bring it here and then bring it here?
Yeah, I think it's more of that. Like I think I don't think your music can necessarily make or break a movie.
No.
Like you still need a good movie.
Yeah.
But really a iconic song or a really great score like just can take it up to the next
100%.
level. Take it from here to here kind of thing. Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
No, we got through all my stuff, so
Okay. I got one more thing.
okay.
And it kind of ties into what's talking about the budget. It's just how originally this was like a Warner Brothers movie, and
Oh yeah.
you saw that,
Go ahead,
and
yeah.
it's like the budget was $10 million, and they told them like with all the stuff, all right, well we want to build this set. It's gonna be $14 million, and they're just like, all right, we're not making the movie, we're shutting it down. And then freaking Fox picked it up, and I'm sure Warner Brothers was kicking themselves.
of course.
6 months later when they saw that this movie became the third most highest grossing movie of all time. The only movies behind it, or in front of it, was Star Wars and E.T.
Crazy. That's so crazy. For a Christmas movie?
I know, it's insane.
That's unreal. I
It's
wonder where the next highest Christmas movie is. Like it's got to be like it's
like on the entire list still. Like
Yeah.
it's probably still up. It's probably still number one. I can't imagine.
No, I mean like what's the gap between Home Alone
that
and number 2?
And number 2.
Like it's got to be leading by a mile.
Yeah, that's true. I can't even think. of what another I think like
highest gross, maybe Elf.
yeah, I was thinking maybe Elf, yeah. And it's just like residuals because people that's tough nowadays because there's no DVD like things.
Right.
So the movies, I
Yeah,
guess they
true.
make money based off streaming service, but does that count as overall gross? Like I think it just stops
Yeah.
now.
I don't think they get much
Once
from
the movie
streaming.
run is done, it's just like this is how much the movie made. I don't think it goes. There's re-releases, which is always kind of cute when they still add. Because I mean, Avatar kind of did that so they could try to pass Endgame.
Yeah, yeah,
Just fuck these guys.
yeah. I mean, when you're up there, I get it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. But like for a Christmas movie, but
That's
like
a good point. Now I'm gonna search it up after. I wonder if it's still
What's second?
What's the biggest gap from the next Christmas movie?
yeah, it's got to be big. I would
Grinch, maybe the
imagine.
Jim Carrey Grinch.
Ooh, yeah,
It might be up there.
because that one would have had DVDs. And
yeah, and that was a big movie, at least
that
for
was a
our
big movie.
generation.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how that works, how timeless that is with like.
Yeah,
as
because
it
that's what
goes
I was
down.
thinking. Like when I did the 3 options for this, like
Yeah.
Home Alone, Elf, and Grinch is what I could have done.
Yeah,
But because that's another one that I watch every year.
yeah, no, it's a good one.
That's like I love Christmas movies, and like Alexis like adores Christmas
Yeah.
movies. So like she'll like different iterations of the Grinch,
Yeah,
Home Alone, the Santa Claus movies,
Yeah.
Elf. She watches them all.
Harry Potter. There's always Harry Potter
yeah.
in a lot. I mean, there's Harry Potter in a lot. There's the Christmas and a
Yeah.
lot of the Harry Potters.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
All right, well, let's get to the filmies.
Let's get into it. Yeah, it's weird.
I'll add it in
Yeah,
after.
yeah,
but
but-
normally we play the theme song. Is that even
Yeah.
theme song? Is that the right
Our intro.
Okay,
We play the
intro.
intro,
Yeah, we
yeah.
normally play it and hear it. Now we're just sitting here.
We didn't even think about that. I guess we should have had like a little.
I did.
button.
I actually did think of it before, but I was like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, because I was waiting for it, and I was like, wait, okay, that's not how this goes. Actually, we're just gonna go right into it. So, for those that are new to the show, we have a part of our show called The Filmies. We give out 6 awards to the movie. Our first award that we have is the Ferris Bueller Award. So we were teasing it throughout. We were talking about it, and the Ferris Bueller Award is basically like our lazy award. So, it could be given to a director, writer, actor, anybody really that's involved with the movie. It's something light though. It's something that we deem with lazy, but it doesn't actually ruin the movie. It's just something that's funny that we wanted to point out. So, Scott, what was your Ferris Bueller of the movie?
I even kind of, as I was going through like my notes, I wasn't paying attention. I kind of said it,
Okay.
but doesn't matter. It goes to the cop that went to check on him.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
he's one, like you had said, he kind of just like knocks on the door and then cuts.
Mhm.
But not only that, so you would have got the call and they would have told you what the situation is, right?
Yeah.
There's a kid home alone. You got to go check on him. You're just banging on the door. He didn't say like police, you know, like
Yeah.
Chicago police, like I'm here to check on you. Like didn't say a word, just continually banged on the door and was like, the kid didn't come to the door. Must be a prank call. It's like, of course he's scared of
Yeah.
you. You're just some random that he banging on the door hard as hell. Like not even like a nice knock or the doorbell. Like he's side of the fist banging on the door. Didn't say open his mouth, say he's the police. What are you doing, dude?
That's such a good point. That's such a good point. Yeah, he didn't announce himself. He didn't announce. So you're dealing with an 8-year-old. Yeah, that's a very good Ferris Bueller award.
He's not supposed to answer the door in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
That's good. No, that's good. Well deserved. Yeah, the cop
Yeah.
100%. And it's funny because you didn't even say that like this is my lazy award or anything. Like, you
yeah.
just said it.
Yeah.
It was just within your notes,
Yeah. Well,
or
because
it just came up to your head in that
no,
moment
because
when
like
we were
as
talking about the cop.
as I watch a movie, I just take the notes
okay.
down.
And then even if your awards are in there,
And my words are in there. I'll like compile them at the end in the awards, but
okay,
like,
yeah.
and normally I'll skip over them as we're talking because I know I'm gonna get to it
okay,
later.
yeah.
But in this one, I started talking.
You just got
and I
so
was like,
heated by
"That
the
one."
cop, you wanted to bring
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck this guy."
No, that's good. That's good. I think I almost said mine too. I had to think about it. I was like, wait, is this my Ferris? I thought it was going to be the alarm thing. Then I realized, like, okay, good. First, I got to mix up with the second movie, and good, I didn't actually pick that as my Ferris Bueller. But mine goes to the mom
Okay.
because, yes, there's this whole roll call that they let the daughter do. There's like 15 people, whatever it is, right? But not all those kids are your kids. You know what I mean? You got 5 kids. I looked back into to see how many kids she has. She has 5 kids. She told you she counted everybody. She makes the joke, partridge in a pear tree, all that shit.
Yeah.
Just do a quick roll call for your kids. Hey, is it you? Are you here? You here? Kevin here? And then you go.
Yeah.
That takes 2 seconds. Hey, all my kids, say your names.
Yeah.
That's lazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the littlest thing. And again, it's just like, I'm not shit on the movie. We're messing around here, but it's the simplest thing.
It's pretty. Yeah.
You're already stopping. You guys aren't moving because you want to double check with her that you counted everybody. In that same moment, you can be like, okay, well, I also want to make sure. Is everybody here?
I feel like as well, like, because you mentioned they're not all her kids.
Yeah.
You would check specifically for your children.
That's what I'm
You'd be
saying.
like, okay, there's Kevin, there's I don't even know that.
Yeah, I know
other
Buzz.
names.
Buzz.
There's there's Buzz, there's Jim, there's whatever. Okay, we're good to go. Like, but I will say though, maybe in her defense, there was 2 vans. So it's possible that you know, if you looked around, you're like, oh, where's Kevin?
Probably in the other one.
He might be in the other one.
That's a good point. But still, I feel like.
But yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Or do that when you get to the airport.
That's true.
Yeah.
100%. Or just get out. It's your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just get out of the car quickly and just make sure he's in the other one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Mom.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And don't lie about your Rolex.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, man.
She's being mad lazy, and she ends up getting there at the exact same time as the rest of the family.
That's another thing too that killed me.
I mean, that's not her fault. Like, she's
It isn't her
trying.
fault.
Like, I get
Yeah.
it. She's bouncing around different airports, and she even got this drive, and she ends up getting there at the exact same time as the rest of the family.
Yeah, that's a horrible for her. She's probably so cheesed. She's like, I went through all that shit. Whatever, man. I had to listen
She's
to John.
like, how did you get here? He's like, what do you mean? We took the flight the next day. She's like, damn. I thought I'd be able to get there by flying all over. She went to Dallas and then up to, I don't know.
She went all over the place, bro.
All over the place.
All over the place. Our next award that we have is the fit check. So very self-explanatory. What was your favorite fit of the movie, Scott?
It was Buzz's varsity jacket.
Oh, okay.
So Buzz, like when he's we see it when they're like lined up and they're taking roll call. We see it like a little bit here and there when he's at the airport.
Yeah.
Even when they're at the apartment in Paris, we see it for a quick moment, and it was just clean, like red body, black sleeves. There
I know
was, like,
exactly what you're talking
black M on it. It was clean.
No, it's fresh. I know exactly. I was in my running.
Okay,
I was trying to
nice.
balance it out, like which fit I want to go with. That's a good fit.
Yeah.
And now that we're on the topic of Buzz, though, I do got to call him out for something. I wrote it down, but I guess I just jumped over it. So they live in Chicago, right?
Yep.
They have a Chicago Bulls. They have Michael Jordan fathead or whatever you call those things. They have a stand head. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And they also have an Isaiah Thomas poster.
Did
That's
they?
kind of yeah.
In his room?
In his room. That's kind of sus.
Damn.
Doesn't make any sense, bro. That's a rivalry.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. You can't even be like, oh, well, I kind of like Isaiah
That's
too.
the last person.
That's the last person. These guys beat up Michael until he finally won a championship. At that time, they were still beating them. They just beat them the year before. And you have Michael Jordan and Isaiah in your room?
Yeah, that's why. Well, maybe the Jordan wasn't him. Maybe he's not a Jordan fan. Maybe
I
it's someone
think there
else.
was Jordan in his room. That's also kind of wild, too. How the hell are you going to be from Chicago and
Not
be a
a Jordan
Detroit fan?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great point.
Because only like your team's bad, and it's like I need to ban. I mean, I guess no people do bandwagon the good teams, but that's kind of wild though. I know. I can't rock with that, man.
I didn't never notice that poster.
I
That's a good
noticed it
catch.
immediately. That was the first time I ever noticed it because I'm looking around in the movie. But
Yeah.
I was like, is that Isaiah? I paused it. I was like, why do they have an Isaiah? That's so weird.
That is weird.
Very weird.
I met the criteria, but I didn't get picked. That's why. Why? Yeah, that's crazy. I never noticed that poster, but that's literally the last poster.
The
you should
last
have.
person.
The last person you should have.
But, hey.
And literally anybody else, and you'd be fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if this movie was in LA and a guy had a bird, Larry Bird
Yeah.
on his. Yeah, I don't know. Bro.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but hey, whatever, bro.
It is what it
whatever.
is.
My fit check goes to John Candy. I like the yellow jackets.
Okay.
Yeah, I was messing with
Okay.
their yellow jackets. That was basically all it is. It's not like there was their pants or anything. It's just I thought their jackets were fresh.
Okay.
They popped. They stood out. They were bright as hell. They're kind of loud a little bit, but they're just like, hey, it's supposed to be loud. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like-
and they were chilling in the airport. Like it showed
Yeah.
they were a gang. They were a
No,
group. The whole
100%.
what was the name of their
I forget.
polka?
Yeah, I don't even know. Apparently, that whole thing was ad libbed.
Yeah.
yeah.
But but like there's no way it all could have been ad-libbed.
Yeah, I know.
What was his? What
was
they,
he supposed to
yeah,
say?
you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
I don't know.
Like he would have had something to go off of. But you're right. I read
know.
that too. That it was all ad-lib. But like, what is like? Okay, you're a group of random people in an airport, or maybe they just said you're a polka. You're a polka band.
They're like like they do acapella, right?
Well, no, because they have instruments.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So maybe they just said you're a polka group in the airport, and this girl needs a ride home.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Yeah,
maybe
just
that's
do your
it.
thing. Yeah, whatever you think's funny, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize him and John Hughes were that close because apparently John Hughes was barely on set, but he came on set just for that scene. He wanted to see him.
Oh,
work.
really?
Yeah. He's like, I want to see my guy cook. Let's go.
Because apparently he was the only one that he let ad lib.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Another thing I saw too, because now we were talking about it, I'm remembering it. Apparently he was on set way longer than he should have been. He was on set for 23 hours. And it should have been just for like a little bit. And he was like, no, I want to, since he's on set, let's keep going. Let's have him just keep talking, say more things. Like, and then.
Oh, okay. Just let him cook and then we'll take the best from all of that.
Yeah. And John Candy wasn't too cheesy about it because like, it's my boy. He didn't actually charge him anything else.
Right.
Charge him more. He just stayed with the fee, which apparently was less than the pizza guy. The pizza guy made more money than John Candy.
I know. I saw he made like $800 or something.
Yeah.
That's
just
insane.
crazy. Hey, it pays that
favor for your boy.
Yeah, favor for your boy, man. Don't. I mean, you probably had fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's being on set. I've never been on a set. 23 hours sounds wild though. I don't know.
Yeah.
How much breaks they got, but like it's not like he had to do like a bunch of physical stuff. He just gets to goof around.
Right.
It's not the worst, but hey.
Yeah. And I mean, but it's kind of crazy that he's the only person they let ad lib because you have Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I know.
You're not gonna let him ad lib.
Yeah.
Maybe that was wrong, and he did get to ad lib.
Hey, it worked. It worked in the end.
You're
Everything
right.
worked in the
You're
end.
right.
Next word we have is quote, the best quote of the movie. So, what was your favorite quote of the movie, Scott?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, that's good.
No explanation.
Yeah,
needed.
no explanation needed. There's honestly so many that you could have went with, and that's a great one.
It's so classic.
No, it really is.
My boy Snakes. I think that's Johnny that says that.
Yeah, I think it is Johnny.
Yeah, it is Johnny.
Yeah, no, it is Johnny. Mine was just it's a line because I was literally gonna go with that, but the one line that was said by Kevin, I forgot that he said it, and it was so good because it's when he picks up the Playboy thing and he opens it up and he throws it. And I already laughed at that, but then we just like no clothes on anybody, sickening.
I know, it's just like when that happens, it's just like, are kids really like this?
Yeah,
I guess they are. Like sexuality is not.
Yeah,
like,
it's just right over them.
Yeah,
it's like, wait,
not
why are they
even
naked? What the heck?
Yeah, like naked girls.
Yeah, it's
cooties. But you're right. It's great.
It's just such a kid thing to say. It's because like if his character was 4 years older, he would have been like opened it and been like, I'll save this for later or something like that. But he's just like, because he's aged, just like, ugh, sickening.
Yeah.
I just love that.
That's a great point. I think it's a little way too that they just like remind us like this is a child.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Like this person should not be home alone.
Yeah.
They're in serious danger.
No,
They're
for sure.
totally immature. Great.
But yeah, it's very self-explanatory, very quick. It's cool because this kind of movie, it's like you don't even gotta explain your quotes.
Yeah,
just say them.
There's no deep quotes
No,
here.
exactly.
That were like my favorite was.
Maybe something in the church.
I was about to say maybe the church.
But this movie is just so funny. You got to give love to the comedy and the funny scenes. Next award we have is a 6-man award, so aka our Nas Reed award. So who was your 6-man, Scott?
My 6-man is Uncle Frank.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about like the champagne, please.
Yeah.
It's free, right? And then this is real crystal. Put it in your purse. Put it in your purse. And this like all these little things. Like as anytime he's on screen, he's just cracking this little cheap joke. Like he's the one that grabs the pizza from the guy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And he's like, oh, that'll be $122.50. And he's like, my brother lives here. He'll get it. He'll get it. Like this guy, his only character trait is that he's cheap.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, how do I not spend a dime this whole movie?
Yeah.
That's his plot of the movie.
He came out positive.
Yeah, that's
because he got salt shakers, free pizza.
That's true.
Shrimp.
You got a free trip. Yeah, you got a free trip to. I mean, they didn't do much, but
yeah. Well, they're not there when they come back to the house, though, right? So they maybe stayed.
it'd be so messed up.
I think they did.
Oh, Kevin's good, right? You guys got it. All right, cool. We're gonna stay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you might be right. Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
Well, because and he's also fucked up because, dude, on the plane they figure out that they left Kevin and they're all freaking out. They're like, "Oh, the plane's not working, or the phone's not working in the cockpit. We can't call. We'll just wait till we land and then we can figure it out." And he's like, "Well, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot my glasses."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, read the room.
Yeah, exactly. Not the same thing. That's not an equivalent. Sit your ass back down.
This guy, every time he was on screen, he cracked me up. And
No, he was good.
He's my sixth man.
That's a great one. But my sixth man, it's funny. My sixth man is, it's the shooter. What's his name? I wrote it down. The Angels with the Filthy Souls. What's his name? Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah, I gave mine
Nice.
to Johnny. Yeah,
Okay,
so it kind of
nice.
it ties in with your quote. I was just like, he was great. We saw him like 3 times. He said the same thing, but it's just so iconic. And yeah, the Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. It's like, that's the quote.
It's incredible.
And so I had to give him love for that. And then to me, it fits the perfect role. Yours is a perfect six man too, because he's not in it that much too.
Yeah.
And like this guy's barely in it too, but he has such a strong presence in this movie. And so that's why he's my sixth man.
You're
I don't
right,
gotta
man.
explain it too much. Really.
No, I mean, to get a tiny role where you're literally acting out one scene that they reuse a couple times in the movie, right? But to have an iconic line, a couple, honestly, like just the whole like, how much do I owe you? Oh yeah, that much. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10.
Yeah.
To get your ugly yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump you full of lead.
That was great.
1, 2, 10. So
he's just
good.
laughing. That's great.
Like he gets a great monologue. He destroys it, and we remember all. Like I just said all of that off the top of my head. I mean, I've seen this movie 100 times, but like I remember it perfectly because he murdered it. Great pick.
Yeah, but hey, even if you've seen the movie 100 times, if it wasn't a memorable line, that wouldn't be the line you were saying. You'd be saying different things.
That's
true. That's the one you go with. So.
And like I mentioned earlier, that the roles were supposed to be reversed.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Imagine it was someone else.
It's crazy.
Well, not someone else.
Yeah,
the other guy.
but the other guy. Yeah. But our second last award that we have is the best scene. So what was your favorite scene in the movie, Scott?
To me, it's got to be the break-in. Like, you know, we talked about the church scene was great. I thought about getting into the church scene.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, like this movie's a comedy. It's not what this movie. I'm not watching this movie for that.
Yeah.
I'm watching this movie to watch Joe Pesci and I keep forgetting his name, but I have it written down. Daniel Stern.
Okay, yeah.
Eat these booby traps and do these ridiculous flips and falls and all this ridiculous stuff. It's so good. All the booby traps. And like I said, as a kid, this is the best thing ever.
No, 100%. And I'm glad you picked it too, because I think I got too cute with it, because I kept thinking, I was like, is this a scene? This is like a whole section of the movie. So that's why I didn't pick it. But in itself, it is a scene. It's like a whole set piece.
Yeah.
But I was like, is it when he steps on the thing? Is that a scene? Oh, we lost a light.
No, that's okay.
He steps on the nail. Like, that's whole thing. Is that a scene when they're slipping on the stuff? Is that a scene? The whole thing, right? So I was like, I didn't end up picking that. I still think it's great, but my best scene ends up being just it's the scene when we see the Michael Jordan and the mannequin and all this stuff, and he's just like, because they're playing what is it? It's not
Rocking Around.
Yeah, the Christmas. I can't remember what's the actual name of that song.
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Is it Rocking Around the Christmas Tree?
I think so.
I thought that was just a line in it.
Have a happy holiday. No, I think that's
maybe that is the song, but I love that song. That's one of my favorite, even though I don't know the name of it apparently. But
yeah, you love that song, huh?
I mean, it's up there. Silent Night's one of my favorites too, and I don't know why. I think there was probably in a movie or something, but
it's in this movie. This is what they're singing in the church.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The
But
choir.
I don't like it. I don't like this rendition that much. But but I don't know. Yeah, when I think of this movie, obviously there's so many different parts of it, but I always think about the Michael Jordan. You said the Michael Jordan thing sticks in your head, and that's with movies that I've seen a bunch of times. I always think about like, what's the scene that I always think of, and like that's enough where it's just like the music's playing, he's doing the whole thing, you see the whole setup. I'm like, that's the Home Alone spot. I always think about that. That's the Home Alone thing. He's doing the Home Alone thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the end of the movie is the Home Alone thing too, but I got to give some love to that. I like that scene.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick. You're right. It's one of the things that I think of with this movie as well, especially with Michael Jordan. I think it's just like they focus on it so tight.
Yeah.
Like there's like he's in the center of the shot and then he starts moving across the train. So like they make it a point like Michael Jordan, he's using this cutout, but like I almost not almost, but I thought of when I was watching this, I was like, I might give this my lazy award, but they saved it because I was thinking, I was like, is he just doing this the whole night? Because he doesn't know when they're gonna show up.
That's true. Yeah,
right. I was like, is he just like doing this dance, like pulling these strings the whole time? But as soon as they leave, there's a quick shot of him like poking his head out the window. So I was like, okay, I guess he saw them coming and started this out. Because I was like,
otherwise it's like, this is crazy.
How does he know when to start and stop doing this?
Hey, all that ice cream and marshmallows will keep you up, bro.
True.
He's got energy for days.
True.
But yeah. Unfortunately, I stopped us from getting, because that probably would have been a certified.
You picked a good one too, though. You picked a good one.
We don't get the satisfaction of actually hearing it, even if we do get one.
True.
But
maybe we'll get an MVP here.
Yeah, maybe. So speaking of, who was your MVP?
Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
Bro was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And we talked about, you were saying, the slap in the face.
Yeah.
He just tried this, and it now an iconic scream. He knew all of this. The terms and all the stuff that Joe Pesci said working with him was awesome, and he's actually great.
Yeah,
like he's the lead in this movie, and he's acting super. Like most kids, they're kids. They're not good actors. They do the kid thing, and there's a few moments where he's doing like the kid thing.
Yeah,
he's not the best, but I mean, overall for a freaking 10-year-old, he's incredible in this movie.
No, he bodies it, and we were speaking him up in the beginning of the pod too, just like praising how good he was in this. And he was phenomenal. And if I didn't watch this one video online,
you don't have to defend yourself.
Nah, I gotta defend myself. People are gonna be mad at me. How did you not pick? No.
Yeah.
But if I didn't watch this one video, he would have 100% been my MVP. But my MVP goes, and I couldn't give it to one person, so I'm saying the stunt team, and I'm doing this because we've done it in the past where we've good like visual effect teams and stuff like that. Because you can't just say it's one person, because it's a whole team. So I had to give it to the stunt team because I watched the video of like stunt guys talking about their whole experience shooting the movie, and they talk about how like he's like, yeah, man, like we were doing like majority of those stunts. It's like all of the falling and stuff like that, like because back then we didn't have, because nowadays you have like paddings, like they would have made steps that had like padding and stuff like that and all these things. We were just going for it. We were slipping and falling straight on the ground. We were falling downstairs, and I'm like, damn, like they're slipping on stuff and going down, falling upstairs. Like that was all us. And we'd get up, and if we have to shoot again, we shoot again. We just keep doing it.
That's insane, bro.
And like Christopher, and then there was a shot of like after Chris Columbus saying, he was like, yeah, man, it was so rough. Like they were just, every time we knew, I'd say action, I'd look away because I didn't want to see them, like, because I knew they were hurting themselves. And he's like, I gotta give props to those guys. And I was like, when I watched that video, I was like, yeah, I gotta give them props too, because they bodied it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the falls are so great, like they're so over the top, ridiculous. But that's what makes the my best scene, the break-in, so good.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that they get hit with a pin can and do a backflip off the stairs. And I even read, originally they had like wires and stuff. But then, like with the technology at the times, they couldn't hide it.
Yeah.
So they stopped. They were like, "No, you guys just got to eat it."
Which is, that's why I have to give them some love.
No, I respect it. I respect it.
The thing that makes that scene so great, I'm like, because I mean, obviously, like the traps and all the get things that are happening makes it great too. But it's just like, it's the physical comedy, the slapstick that goes with it, and the fact that they're actually doing it. It's like, they're talking about like, we just. There's a little something with stunt guys though, and like people were saying that, just like stunt guys are crazy, bro. They're basically wrestlers. They're like freaking ECW, freaking like Jeff Hardy's basically. They just want to go through tables. They love it. That's like, oh, I fell on my neck. All right, let's do it again. That was great. Light me on fire. Let's go. It's like they're little. They're one of a kind. Yeah, you have to be like that. You have to be a daredevil. You got to be like, ooh, I don't think that was good. It's like, bro, you just fell on the stairs. Like, yeah, but shoot again. I can make it look better. It's like, all right, dog.
I can actually be paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly.
I can walk now. That's not good enough.
I can fall on the side of my neck better. Let's do it again. It's like, all right. So I had to give the stunt team some love for that, because they literally put their bodies on the line.
I'm glad you did. I mean, you're right. Like the stunt team, like their MVPs. Macaulay Culkin was great, 100%, and he's in most of the movie. But like the parts of this movie that are so iconic is a big part because of that. So and nobody would have showed them love otherwise. So Macaulay Culkin gets enough love.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I also wanted to do it, because like I don't feel like anyone else is gonna give them love, so I'm giving them love.
Nice.
Maybe they're watching. I got you.
Shout out to you guys. No certifieds today.
Yeah, no certifieds.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. This is coming out on Christmas. I'm sure all of you are locked in and you're listening to it right when it comes out Christmas morning.
100%.
Before you open any presents or anything like that, 100%. No, I'm sure you're listening to this afterwards. So I hope you had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this afterwards. Or Eid or Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever,
or, whatever it is that you
celebrating.
celebrate. And yeah, so thank you for listening. Be sure to follow us, like we said, on Instagram. We do lots of stuff on our stories there, so check us out for that, as well as TikTok and YouTube at the Film Room Pod.
Yeah.
Leave us a review, 5 stars only.
5 stars.
And we'll read it out on the podcast, of course. And yeah, keep hitting us up, keep engaging with us, comments. It's great. We love it. It's why we're doing this. It's been so much fun.
We love talking movies. Yo.
Yeah.
We want to hear your opinions. We want to go back and forth with you. Maybe you have different opinions on who was the best in this movie, or maybe you're like, hey, you guys should check out this movie. Like, we love to hearing requests too. Like, yeah, we just love going back and forth with people. We love talking movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's why we started a podcast talking about movies.
100%. And I'm also realizing too, this is it's also gonna be our last part of the year too. So also
That's
Happy
true.
New Year, because a week from after Christmas is gonna be
New
right
Year's.
into January. So yeah, so also Happy New Year.
That's right. Yeah. Enjoy your New Year's celebration. Stay safe out there, everybody.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
100%.
And be looking out. So I guess January 1st will be our next episode.
Is that 7 days right after Christmas? Is January 1st? Yeah, I think so. 31 days. Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
guess
sure.
so.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll still say Happy New Year to you on that.
Yeah, we'll
episode.
say Happy New Year to you on that.
Yeah,
so
but this is the last time we'll be talking to you in this
Exactly.
year. Did the light just come back on? What the heck?
It did come back on.
All right. Anyway.
All right. Well, last episode of 2024. Let's give a quick wrap then. What are your thoughts on like podcast wise? Like we started it this year, obviously.
Yeah, we started like halfway.
The first year of the podcast.
Yeah, it's been good, man. Like it's been fun. I feel like just from us doing it, it's feel more comfortable. It's just been more relaxed and stuff like that. I'm sure if anyone's been listening to us even if you've been listening to us for like maybe like 4 episodes, I'm sure you've probably noticed a difference, and hopefully you've been enjoying it. You've been stick around with us in the new year. I'm excited. We've got a lot of ideas going into we already have ideas now, but like as we go into the new year, I'm excited to see what we do. And how about you? How do you feel?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're saying that even if you listen for a couple weeks, if you were listening from the start, you most definitely notice a difference. We joke amongst ourselves all the time how trash our first episodes are, but hey, go check them out.
Yeah,
we were starting out, we were just having fun. We're still having fun with this. Is what we're doing, but no, it's been great. I'm so glad we started this. We kind of floated the idea around and we played around with it for a bit, and we pulled the trigger, and it's been great. It's been lots of fun, and like you said, moving forward, 2025. We're only going up, baby. We got lots of cool ideas. So stay tuned for all of these interesting ideas that we got coming up, and let us know if you guys have any specific ideas, or if you're like, oh, maybe you guys try this, or we want to hear you talk about this, or if you have an episode where you answer questions or don't even talk movie, we just talk ball.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That'd be sick, actually.
Yeah, no, anything, bro. Like we're open. Like we're still gonna do the new releases. We're still gonna do classics. You know what I mean? And like we always talk about it. Like there's some lower, like not lower budget, but like maybe some indie movies. Like we're gonna try to tap into that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. But we're open. We're still early in the game, so we're still open to trying different things. So we're both. I'm excited. Like I'm not gonna speak for both of us. I'm sure you're excited too.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. For all you small movie lovers, indie movie, international films, we're gonna jump into those eventually. Yeah. We're gonna get there for sure. But right now, we're doing our thing. We're still. We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
We just started this thing, and we're going with the flow. We're having fun with it. So appreciate all you guys who are here joining us. Hopefully you stick around for the new year. And go ahead, Dion. Take us out.
I'll take us out. Remember, guys, don't buy your kids dinosaur pajamas, because that's the kind of thing that would get you nailed in 2nd grade. And peace out. Okay, Kevin says
Peace out.